around. What's going on? Sunday, the Lord's Day. Talk to me. My levels of sound. What's going on? I see a lot of y'all in there already. Hustle and Motivate. What's going on? Wondering Dutch. What's going on? Gerald, Mac. What's going on? Fuzzy. I see you. Lord Maya Hoof. I see you. Suicide Kings. What's going on? IMAX. What's going on? Ancient Gamer. Kinda low. No doubt, no doubt. Music's kinda high. I do say myself. But yeah, what's going on, y'all? Six Layer, man. What's going on? Shubei Sensei, what's going on? We need therapy. What's going on? Talk to me. Talk to me. We need therapy. What's going on? Addicts in here. Oscar Emilio A. Gonzalez, full government out here. What's going on? Ranger fan, yes. The legendary Jason Ronald will be in the building. Christopher Hart, what's going on? Yo, I see y'all. I like this one. Kanoa ramen noodles. Salute. You know what I'm saying? And let me get these super chats right quick before Saab come in here. Shout out to Jason for making the best console ever. Will we see more FPS boost games in the future? Hoping for AC Syndicate. The Lords are the best. No doubt we're going to talk about FPS boost. Fuzzy, I already got you, brother. Good morning, everyone. My Xbox Series S console. Curious as to when DVR will receive an update. So many great games and awesome moments to share. Yeah, we definitely going to talk about that. You know, we definitely going to get into that good stuff. We're going to get Jason up in here. We'll get King, Solve, the whole realm addict in here. Talk to the people right quick. Addict. Again. Hold on, guys. The levels sound great. Sound fantastic. So, yeah, we will be back. We will get the legend up in here and see y'all in a little bit. Fun show, y'all.
Hear ye, man. Welcome to the show. If you would not mind, go ahead and find yourself a spot, get comfortable, grab a snack, do all that good stuff that we need to do, and we're about to get started. It's not important who I am. What's important is that you are pulling up to the Iron Lords podcast right now as we speak, and I guess I'm here to keep you entertained until it's time to get this show started. So look, y'all done messed up and turned me to an animal, and haters be swearing they real, but come to find out that they really mechanical. And yeah, I be eating these rappers, but that's all a part of me being a cannibal. And they say I'm better than money because you can bank on me being accountable. I know a million rappers that don't want to be on a song with me, that's understandable. I kill a beat and they want to compare me to Freddie and Jason. I'd rather be Hannibal. They be like, why use a video game? Just be original, y'all too dramatical. I know it's random, but I am addicted to flipping the sample and making it flammable. This is that This is that yoga, fire, flame. They think it's arson up in the apartment, they call it department and I get the blame. Still I be running, collecting them rings. You just a target when I'm in the range. I was the hardest to start regardless back when you was messaging people on AIM. Check my vocals, all on Twitter but I'm anti-social. Love my city but I'm still bi-coastal. I got no, let's switch that up.
What is you doing?
What I wanna do,
Don't
man.
stop. Nah, that was dope.
I'm
Keep
just
that,
super
keep
nervous.
that, keep that going, keep that going. Nah, go ahead.
Look, I guess you could say that I'm very spoiled. For them to be your dogs, they ain't very loyal. But I ain't gonna hold you, I ain't here to boil you. You ain't gotta say it, I'm embarrassed for you. Always been a nerd, never been a loser. Making Voltron with a gang of cougars. And I'm going places, better tell a Uber. Cause it's pretty hard to sleep on Freddy Krueger. That's... Whew. I'ma just chill and watch them and eat snacks in the attic. I wanted to chill with the pack and be like a young wolf, but then they would mistake me for addict. If I can imagine it's cool to give you some advice, then invite your girl to your squadron. Cause if you don't give her that option, you gon' be single player like Sovereign. You gon' get tossed in the bushes by King David. Royalty and not a pretender. Detrimental to an elemental, what's an avatar to a knee bender? I gotta be me though. I know it's my destiny, word to Cognito. Who cares if you fly, if you still a mosquito? You swear you ain't something, but really be Steve-O. You like to collect stuff and that's cool, but I got bad news. Even if you really was that dude, King David still be the king of the statues. Since a juvenile, I've been cursed with a curse to be musical. And if you hate it, we'll meet in the crucible. Other than that, then it's cool and it's beautiful. We let you know that your dreams are pursuable. Whatever you wanna do, then it's doable. If you got work on a Sunday, it's suitable. Cause you can listen to this in your cubicle on the Lord's Day. Woo. If you got work on a Sunday, it's suitable. Cause you can listen to this in your cubicle on the Lord's Day.
All right. Hear ye, hear ye. And we are live. Welcome to the Iron Lords Podcast, LLC, and also live on lordsofgaming.net, episode number 234. It's another glorious Sunday. We're back at the round table on the Lord's Day. I'm extremely excited about our special guest, and we've got the state of the Series X and S, massive back-compat and FPS boost editions, 20 years of Xbox, HaloInfinite Multiplayer, and Series S sales to discuss, so we're going to get right into it. I want to introduce a Lord who, in my humble opinion, is our modern-day father of Xbox hardware. In regards to dual next-generation console design, technical acumen for developers, and tremendous platform feature innovation. Introducing the Director of Project Management for Team Xbox and Leader of Development for the Xbox Series X and S consoles. The Wizard of Hardware and Velocity Architecture. Sage Predictor of Forza Horizon 5's excellence. With the most majestic beard to ever grace the realm. Live from Redmond and kind enough to make his return into the realm of the Lords. My man, Lord Jason Ronald of Team Xbox. How we doing, sir?
I'm doing great. And after that kind of introduction, I think I should just drop off now because I don't think I can compete with that.
You are Lord at what you do, man. An absolute pleasure to have you back in the realm. A lot of things going on. How you doing, man? First, how are you doing? What's going on with you? And what games are you playing, sir?
Yeah, I mean, everything's really good right now. I mean, obviously, right now is a really exciting and busy time with the 20th anniversary, as well as getting the final releases out this year. But no, it's a really exciting time to just kind of reflect on all the great work that's happened over the last year, as well as over the last 20 years. And then what I'm playing right now, I'm still playing Forza Horizon 5. I'm going into HaloInfinite Multiplayer, definitely getting destroyed. So if anybody wants to KD ratios, hopefully you can match with me. And then I'm still grinding on Hades.
Nice.
Hades. Even though I finished it completely, it's always that one more run. More run.
Absolutely. So addicting, brother, man. Again, we'll talk about the Forza and obviously Halo, huge week for the team. Can't wait to get in, but we're going to get right into it because we got a lot to discuss. But we got those four horsemen of gaming, those original Lords of the Realm here at the round table with semi-time sensitive intros because we have a little bit more time with Jason, my co-host with the co-host, my brother from another mother, the difficult game conqueror, Lord of his own world, and the how of the young wolf. My man, Lord Addict, how we doing, sir?
Doing pretty good. I appreciate Jason for coming on, and I'm gonna keep my intro short. And I'm a forfeit all of my power to King. So I appreciate the everyone for showing up.
Yo, man, that's what's up. That's what's up. No doubt, no doubt. And of course, we have our most technical gaming lord, the solo gamer who lives for the single player selfish experience, and also the Sostradamus, the Lord of Clarity and patron of the Iron Bank. My man, Lord Sovereign, how we doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm under the table just like you, so I'm here. I'm surviving, but I'm good. I'm doing pretty good. Glad to be here. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. No games.
Yeah, well, you know how it is for me. You know how it is. Like I've been pecking away at Metroid Dread, and I got 2 Emmys left. Those are the robots that are chasing us. I have 2 left, so I think I'm coming down to the wire a little bit.
Okay.
What else?
I don't know how that game found its way in the game of the year, but
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that next week because
listen,
I got a lot to talk about with that.
yeah, we ain't doing that.
We ain't doing that today.
We ain't doing that today.
I love Metroid, but yeah, I mean it's great, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. What else? So I jumped back into the GTA trilogy quickly last night. They had a patch.
Oh.
So certain things run a little bit better, a little bit smoother. I don't know if you guys remember there were like the raindrops. The raindrops
Oh yeah, I remember the raindrops.
were like missiles falling out of the sky. Right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that looks a little bit better. So they're working on it. I'm glad, Rockstar came out and kind of apologized and said, yeah, this is not it. Let's work on this. So I'm glad for that. And
We live in an update era.
Yeah, so hopefully they get that fixed. And lastly, I finally was able to download Halo Infinite, the beta, and
you was getting your beta boy on.
Not really. I went through the tutorial. I didn't have time to do anything else, so I played the tutorial, got my little achievements there, got familiarized with the
You went to bot boot camp.
Yeah, bot boot camp. There you go.
Beta boy.
Because much like Jason, I'm gonna get smoked when I get in. So, but just quickly on that, like that, wow, like it's just such a polished experience just from that, like knowing that this is a sort of free-to-play game and they have to onboard so many new people who haven't played. Everything is there for you. Like even the little bit of backstory that tells you why Spartans are cool and important.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like it's just for somebody just coming in, you can really become enamored with this game, not having ever played it in your life. So, so what I've seen so far, fantastic.
Yeah, great onboarding. I have to give you that for sure for new players. And of course, we have the Incredible Hulk of this, aka the XS Gamer.
Ooh.
The prophet of Xbox.
Swami.
King of the statues, who demands nothing less than that premium experience. It is the leader of the fraud alert movement.
Ooh.
Beloved. Lord King, how we doing, sir?
First of all, I got to bend the knee to our esteemed guest, Jason Ronald, because when he said he was looking forward to a game, and that game happened to be Forza Horizon, man, you were on point. I mean, and I didn't know that certain aspects of that game like lived through my childhood. Like, I mean, little infant King running around his grandma's house, and it just, I was listening to that song all weekend. I purchased the song from Amazon. It's Sunshine, if y'all want to know what I'm talking about, and it's Sound Showers from Dr. Buzzard if you want to go get the original album. But I mean, boy, I haven't been hit by a game like that in such a long time. The visuals and everything of the game is incredible. But let's get to my fraud alert real quick.
Who getting the fraud alert already?
On God and them.
What happened?
On God and them, man.
It's your driving talk, bro.
On God and
What
them,
happened?
Man. I sat there and I trucked through that stinky card of a fight of Top Rank.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, fighting.
The whatchamacallit, the undercards was absolute trash, and they knew it was because they knew Bud was fighting Porter. What I didn't understand and what I didn't know is the politics of boxing is really crazy, guys. And this is where people can be disgruntled with boxing and walk away from boxing in a hole. Because this was supposed to be Porter's step-up fight, and he was supposed to be fighting somebody who was going to push him. And I'm not going to say Sean wasn't there to push him. Sean was there to push him. Sean was going full force to push Bud, and Bud was there, and they were fighting. It was a really good fight up until the point that Kenny Porter decided to throw in the towel on his son, and his son didn't even take hellacious shots in that manner. And it goes all the way back to the fact that these dudes are friends and their families are linked.
No.
When there's big money involved and family and friends and stuff, keep your father out the corner. I was really pissed off with how it ended, but he's gonna have to fight my boy Spence. And on God and them, there will be a reckoning for this dude. Because he was exposed last night with a lot of stuff, but I love Bud. Bud won the fight, and salute to you, champion. But again, that ending was kind of fraudulent. So where I'm playing, I'm playing Forza Horizon, guys. Like game of the year for me. At this point right now, because Halo's December 8th, so the year ain't over. But Cognito,
what?
Has made himself my rival. I didn't know what the thing was, and he has some car that he's driving, and this rival, man, I've logged in more time in this game trying to beat this one
rival
race one track, and I don't know how he did it and what's going on, and I am infuriated to the point that I have playing his Ghost, I am so upset. And I said, yeah, I could have gave him one of my tracks that I'm real good at, but I want to be, I'm going to beat you on your track first, and then I'm going to give you some. This little aspect of this game.
It's so fun.
It's the most needle. If you want to needle somebody,
yes, and you said the little challenge, the rival, because who said it to me? Shout out to Minge from the clan. He in our Destiny clan. He sent me one, and what happens? You end up playing a game, and you see that notification that you have a rival challenge, and it throws you off. You stop doing everything because you're like, no, I can't have this man have this time over me, and you just stay all day trying to beat it. I'm sorry, continue.
I was buying cars. I was in the auction house. I said, I need a better car because this man is crazy. I went tuning my car.
You did the tune on you?
I'm sitting there like, okay, what's the aspect ratio on the tires? Yo, I am not going to lie. It's a game within a game.
Yes.
You are challenging somebody that is not physically even playing it. God was probably at work or something. And I'm playing this game frustrated by virtual cards. This has got to be the greatest.
I love that feature. What's up, Attic?
What's funny is like there was this one match. It was neither Kid Smooth or Diller, like just mopped me, and I was like, "You can have that." Like I was like, "I'm not running that back. You can have that. That's yours." Like,
yeah, man.
I gotta give a shout out to Delilah HD.
Salute.
She just beat me in a long distance race. You know those races that you go across the map?
Oh yeah, what is it? The Goliath, I think. I forgot. Yeah.
There's a couple of them.
Yeah.
It's like 35
They're
minutes
really
to
long.
cross.
There's an achievement for that. There's an achievement tied to that.
My
if you
wife
want.
is walking past. I said, if you don't stop walking past, oh God! And these cars is right behind me. And the last second, I made a messed up turn and Delilah.
Oh,
my heart sank, and I said, I gotta do this over. But
shout out to the rewind feature. Shout out.
No, nothing would have helped me.
That's why Horizon is that game, baby. That casual accessibility for a guy like me.
If nothing would have helped you, you didn't hit that rewind button too fast enough.
The only thing is when you in a convoy, that rewind don't work.
Rewind multiple times, right?
Yeah, you could, but see how it.
You can only do it a certain amount of time, though.
Yeah, but it should be enough.
But I'm a beta boy.
He just waited too long.
King is a beta boy.
It's his ego got in the way. Oh, I'm in second place. I don't need that button.
So King, explain why you're a beta boy. What were you playing? What were you playing, sir?
Because on November 15th, if y'all don't know, the greatest game in the world has returned. The King has returned. And I love what Microsoft is doing right now. The flair for the dramatic is stuff that we've always asked for them to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
imagine if it didn't leak, King.
Oh God!
Yeah. Imagine that.
We're gonna talk to Jason about that behind the scenes. What was it going on inside the building too? I want to get that.
There's some stuff there with that, but the fact some people didn't even know. I had people jump on my time like, "What the hell are you doing? Why are you doing this? What's going on?" So and I told them, shout out to Ty Guy Travis and Wilmy Scream. I've been playing with these guys all week long.
Play with Scream and Travis.
Ty Guy is my dude.
Oh, Ty Travis is a beast.
Yeah, he's doing a Wikipedia on the multiplayer.
Yes.
He showed me little things. This is probably the best Halo multiplayer I've played so far because it's like and you see the Bungie DNA.
Yes.
What's the name of the guy they brought over to do the multiplayer?
Joseph Stanton.
Joseph. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's little things that I see that has DNA from Bungie. Opening up a door with your AI, your ghost, basically. And little hidden secrets and gems. Great stuff. I'm getting smoked just like Jason. But I got a chance to play with my son, so it's a generational game. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think and the flair of dramatic is great, and ending off the year in a great style. So that's what I've been playing. Not too much of anything else. A little bit of Destiny here. Oh, Outriders.
New update.
They had a huge update. Everything is a little bit different. They took away the times off
Where
of
was you
the
playing at? What service was
expeditions.
you playing at?
Game Pass, bro.
I was waiting. I was like, he didn't come yet. I was like,
You see what's here? No.
I just was curious because I normally I get the plug, so I was waiting. I was like, oh, where did he get the plug today?
Man, you know what it is? It's at a point right now. If you're not in Game Pass, I don't know what you're doing. I just got to shake my head at you because that is the greatest value in the history of gaming. Shout out to the Christmas trees that's gonna be full of Game Pass, and you just gave your kid over 200-something games and all that back-to-pat stuff.
Yes,
it made your games new again.
No doubt, no doubt.
Let's go.
Salute, and of course we have the gaming ninja himself, the Shinobi, LordCognito, spreading that realness in the realm of the ILP. Not telling you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. Shout out to the latest defining Duke with my co-host, the amazing Mr. Matty Plays. Had Randall Thor pull up, man, so that was fun. Nice. Yeah, we got to talk about everything that was going on in the crazy week for Xbox, the Xbox 20th, all that good stuff. Check that up. That'll be up later on Last Stand Media Network for the free 99. Also, we had an Ultimate exclusive for Patreon users, talking more depth with back compat, and all the additions. And definitely I was celebrating a certain G-Unit 50 Cent game that I will be talking more with Lord Jason about as we continue. So we had that last word with Ebontis, and Ty Guy Travis that you mentioned was amazing. We had my man Scarrow9 up in there talking about all the major sandbox changes and the 30th anniversary of Bungie coming up. So check that up. That's up on ILP. Also, would be remiss, man, if you guys really don't go out and support the home team, lordsofgaming.net, with my man, the amazing editor, Nicholas Downey. We got to play that Halo Infinite campaign preview. Oh, man, thank you, man. He has a tremendous article up right now, lordsofgaming.net. So if you want to get a feel, it's spoiler free. So don't worry if you just want to get a feel. You don't want to know any narrative beats. You just want to know what 343 is doing on the campaign side. Check that out. It's absolutely amazing. And as far as games, man, same thing. Halo Infinite Multiplayer. I've been rocking and rolling. Man, it feels so good. I can't even, words can't explain. Like, when Halo's back, it hit different, Solve. It hit different, Addict. I was playing with Addict this week. Yeah. Bro, it really does. Like, we'll get more into that as well. Go ahead, Addict.
I feel like more comfortable playing a first-person shooter than I have in a couple years.
Yeah, bro. It definitely hits different. We get into that. And, so Guardians. I finally going to start Guardians. I want to get going on that. All the 80s feel, all the 80s kids stand up. It's a lot of love going in. But look, Solve, you want to set the rules of engagement? Because there's a lot of chats. We want to get a few now, and then we kind of going to have to shut it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, ladies and gents, you know how this works. When we have a big guest, we have to respect their time, and we want to make sure we get as much time with Jason as possible. So we're going to read the vast majority of super chats after Jason's segment. But they will all be read. That is for sure, 100%. So, do you want me to get some now?
Yeah, let's get a few.
Okay, so we'll do that. Give me a moment. So we'll go from the beginning. I hope there was nothing before I jumped on.
I got the two before you good. Yeah, I got.
Because I have K Asante.
Yeah, go. That's good.
Okay, so K Asante, $10 super chat. I see the Lord with the best beard in the business is back in the realm. There's a lot of alliteration there. Please pass on our appreciation for the hard work and ask if we'll see some traction on the console game capture anytime soon.
We will discuss.
Questions from the beginning. Huh?
Yeah, we will get to it.
Then we have Lucius Augustus, $5 super chat. Mad respect to the Lords in the ILP. Jason Ronald made a comeback. All love, gentlemen. Thank you, sir.
No doubt.
Well, and we have the Dutch Rudder, $5 super chat. Shout out to the tech wizard. You and your team's hard work has provided many, including myself, joy and escape from the poo that is the real world.
Okay, salute.
Then we have the Dutch Rudder once again, $5 super chat. Shout out to Game Pass. I can now afford the game after paying my child support.
Oh wow. Oh my God. Focus on priorities, sir.
Xbox is doing the Lord's work.
No, that's real.
That's real. Clearly. Continue.
Then we have Black Ronin. Shout out to Black Ronin member for 7 months. Good morning to Jason, the Lords, and the realm. I foresee a great show.
Oh, salute. Salute. As do us.
Gerald Mack, $5 super chat. All hail the ILP. Salute the Lords. Continue to make moves as big as the PS5. Salute, Lord Jason.
Wow. Salute.
Cedric A. Shout out. Member for 17 months. Let's
salute.
go.
Salute, bro.
Then we have Matt Titchbaum, £5 super chat. Here we go on the Lord's Day. Can't wait to hear from the Xbox wizard Jason Ronald. PS Halo Infinite is the GOAT. Can't wait for the campaign.
Yeah, for sure.
Then we have the Dutch Rudder once again. This is the Dutch Rudder's wife that he is still married to. He thinks he's so funny.
Okay, wow. Wifey got on the account. Okay.
Then we have Tony Bryant, $5 super chat. Welcome back to the realm, Lord Jason. Good morning, Lords and Realm. What a great time to be a gamer.
Salute.
All right. Then we have Big Mad Mo. Welcome, 17 months. Fantastic. Good morning to the realm and the Lords and the Xbox beard himself, Jason Ronald.
Yeah,
welcome back, good sir.
Yeah.
Couple more and we're done.
Yeah,
Brian Lane, $2 super chat. The C1 just shipped and Bud beat Porter, so it's a good weekend. All right, you got that LG C1 on the
Salute.
way.
Yeah. If you pairing that up with a little man or what? What are you doing?
Oh, we got that little man.
Then we got Brian Lane, once again, $2 super chat. Bud's a crazy finisher. Porter was about to get it.
You should have got it.
Continue.
Don't have cook your food. Finish your food.
Finish your food. Finish your food.
Then we have Shane Geis, $5 super chat. Love the show, brothers. All that needs to be said is the king is back.
Yes, it is.
Then we have Hargeet Chani, $10 super chat. Salute to the Lords on another fine Sunday. Jason and team are tech wizards. Great accomplishments in back compat, up-res, and FPS boost. Thanks to the team at Xbox. Phil, DMA, Spencer, always making pro gamer moves.
Little Phil Dominus reference. Okay.
Then we have Tyson Lewis, $2 super chat. I be out here losing to that damn ghost as well, in reference to
The cogs. Okay.
Yes,
You got you.
And then we'll finish off with
Yeah.
Fat Boy Horror, £5 super chat. Lord Cog's driver tar is a menace.
Listen, man, it's a physical sport. It's a physical.
It's driving is a sport.
It's a
not
sport.
A game, it's a sport.
I apply physicality in my drive.
I'm gonna have to put a petition up and get you banned.
Look, man, now that we got into it, the Lords are playing again. Salute. We got to forget to focus back to Lord Jason. The state of both consoles. Xbox back compat FPS programs. 20 years of Xbox. One of the most iconic stealth drops in gaming history this week, and of course, that legendary HaloInfinite Multiplayer. But first, let's get to the beginning with this. Now that you're back in the realm, Lord Jason, I want to kind of first start off with our State of the Series X series that we usually kind of do. And first off, happy birthday to both of your beautiful children, your hardware children. They're 1 year old. November 10th marks the first year anniversary and launch of both consoles. I saw your passionate Twitter thread. It was really cool, kind of thanking everybody, the team. So just give your thoughts right now. What's the feeling 1 year in, and how's the team feeling 1 year of the Series X and Series S console launch?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, to be honest, I couldn't be more proud of the team and all the work that the team's put in for multiple years to get us to this point. Shortly post-launch, I had a message to the team, which is launch is not the beginning of the end. It's the end of the beginning. And when you really think about how much innovation and how much change that we're going to deliver over the coming years, but what's critically important is that the foundation has to be incredibly strong. And I feel really good about the foundation that we've delivered with the Series X and the Series S. And that really is that launch pad for innovation that, some of which we've already brought to market this year. One of the things that I always like to do is towards the end of the year to kind of reflect back and think about everything that's happened since launch. And when I was kind of doing that mental inventory, just thinking through all the enhancements that we've already delivered this year, like I said, I couldn't be more proud of the team. When you think about things like, bringing Dolby Vision support, when you think about the 4K shell, adding new features like dynamic backgrounds, bringing features back like the Xbox Design Lab so people can go off and customize their controllers. And not only that, but we also added new options that we've never had before, like metallic, bumpers and triggers and things like that. And even this most recent update, things like bringing dynamic latency input back to the Xbox One controllers, like that. Some of these things are things that we wanted to deliver at launch or shortly post-launch, but the team just continues to execute and continues to make the gaming experience even better, and that's just what really makes me proud to be part of this team.
Yeah, I mean, the iterations have been absolutely amazing. And transition right into the next portion, what I want to talk about is just that huge November update you guys just talked about at launch. You know, what I really appreciate is the accessibility features for our lords with any type of color, you know, or vision issues, and the color filters that you guys have, you know, basically to help with color blindness and things like that. But a lot of dev accessibility features and tags. You mentioned the latency, the DLI, you know, for controls, even the older controls. I can pull out my, you know, my old Elite.
And that new adaptive control.
Yes.
What I've noticed what Microsoft is doing, and I'm talking about across the board for disabled gamers, they have went above and beyond. You can also see that inside the games, games with that have options of prosthetics for the characters, and it really hits home with me because a friend of mine has just recently lost a limb, and he hit me up and he was like, "Yo, is it true that I can have a prosthetic on my character in the game?" And
even in Halo, it's so cool too. Yeah, no, absolutely. And for me personally, I wanted to shout you guys out. I know it's a little thing, but all the audio settings that were done, because I'm a big headset guy, and one of my pet peeves is when I put on the headset, I got to go find and mute the thing, and I like, oh, they got a checkbox now, we could do that, kind of thing. So again,
yeah, I actually really appreciated that.
Yeah, oh, I love it. So you know, so basically, Xbox continue to push, you know, updates, feature sets, accessibility. Why is this continued focus on this so important to the team? And then what features specifically from the update are you most excited for?
Well, I think there's a couple things there. So first and foremost, I mean, we say it, but we absolutely believe it to our core, is when everybody plays, we all win. You know, we all love this industry. We love this art form. Most of us grew up with this, and, you know, it's a key part of our lives. And just because, you know, you have different abilities than other people shouldn't mean that you shouldn't still have that same great experience. Right. And I love how King calls out, not only is it things that we do at the platform layer, but it's also within the games themselves. You know, because when you think about a character customization, you want to be able to represent yourself, and you want to be able to represent your authentic self. You know, you also look at things like Forza Horizon adding ASL to the game, you know, and when you know, there's plenty of people in the community that we get feedback from, and it's that feedback that really drives our priorities, and it really drives what we want to go do. So, you know, you mentioned the feature of being able to mute the TV when you have a headset on.
Oh, thank God.
Like that all came from the community. And I mean, obviously we have our own ideas. We have a lot of things that we're trying to do, but it's that constant feedback from the community that really helps influence the roadmap that we have. And it'll change our priorities, and we'll add things where we can. And even in areas where we're not able to quickly respond to that feedback, we're absolutely working on things. It's just, unfortunately, some things are harder than what some people believe it is. But we, like, that feedback really drives us.
Speaking of features that people are asking of and priority, the biggest ones we get, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention, is improved DVR, you know, sharing the social media clips. You know, another thing is, I know you guys are doing the dynamic backgrounds now, which is awesome. I think you guys do a phenomenal job. I think that's something that you guys really should take more advantage of, especially tied to games. But the other thing that comes up besides DVR as well is kind of like a Sony Platinum achievement equivalent, so that when you finish a whole game, there is some type of extra credit or recognition of that. So again, I know the docket's busy. I know you guys got a full bulletin board, but are any of those things on the list? And if so, any ones higher than others? Priority?
Yeah, I mean, I will definitely say game DVR is the one area, the capture and share experience. That is an area that I wish we were able to make more progress this year than we were able to. It is definitely a priority for us. We definitely hear the feedback. We have made some changes, and we have made some improvements to the reliability and the quality of the captures, but we know we still have work to do here. So that is definitely a priority for us, and something that we're going to continue to iterate on. You know, the best thing that I can recommend is, if you're not in the insider rings, get in the insider rings, so that as we bring new capabilities, as we bring new improvements, like, we want that feedback to know where we're meeting the bar, where we're not meeting the bar. But definitely message heard, and like I said, it's definitely an area that I wish we were able to make more progress this year than we did, but it will definitely be a priority for 2022. On the achievements front, we've definitely heard that feedback as well. You know, and achievements are an interesting one just from the standpoint of everybody plays games differently.
Yeah.
So we really think about, you know, how do we reward people for playing the games the way that you want to and the games that you want to? You know, there's some players who they just prefer to play multiplayer. And like, what are we doing to reward them or to show progression and things like that? There's other people who like to play, you know, tons of different games. So how do we go ahead and respect that investment? And then there's other people like myself where I'm a completionist, where like I'll go into the game and I literally want to complete everything within that game. So it's a balance, and it's definitely an area that we've heard some feedback on. Nothing to announce today, but definitely top of mind for us as we look to the road ahead.
No doubt. Solve Addict. Are you cool with that? Are we good?
I mean, I didn't. Like, I got an AverMedia capture card, so like I've never really utilized the DVR too much. But besides, like, you know, I'll take a picture if I'm like talking snap, put it on Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, I get that like 4.0 KD on Halo. You know that gotta go on
Go
Twitter.
up.
Like,
I do that capture every day, all day. Yes.
No, I feel yeah. Well, first thing again, we definitely appreciate that it is being, you know, something that is on the docket, that is something you guys are looking into, and that's super important. I want to move forward. Pleasantly surprised, saw a PC community update, you know, recently. Shout out to the team, Lord Jason Beaumont, I believe Megan Spur. And, you know, one thing that I know I've been extremely vocal, a little bit tough on you guys, is in reference to, you know, the PC space. And, you know, we know that the improvements are made, but for PC gamers to really kind of ingratiate themselves with the ecosystem, I feel like the PC Game Pass version needs to be up to speed, as well as the Xbox app. So, you know, especially now a lot of guys are over on Steam. So my question is, why should PC gamers be excited for this latest update? You know, what are you guys doing in that space to kind of bridge the gap and make improvements there?
Yeah, PC is a critical priority for us, and we've been putting a lot of investment behind the scenes in this area. And you're just starting to see some of the work that we've been working on for months starting to become more public. But, you know, everything from, you know, we've made significant improvements to the Xbox app on PC. We've added things like cloud gaming natively in the Xbox app on PC.
Huge.
So if you don't have a high-end PC, or maybe you're traveling with a laptop or whatnot, we still want to make sure that your games are just available to you. But then you also look at games like Age of Empires 4 or Forza Horizon 5 or even Halo Infinite. You know, it's critically important for these games to be able to be great on PC. And some, like Age of Empires 4, it's a PC-first franchise, where when you think of Age of Empires, it's how do I have a great best-in-class experience? And then even below the surface with things like Windows 11, we're making fundamental changes to the operating system to make sure that it is the best place to play Game Pass. And you mentioned, you know, there are some updates that we're currently flighting on PC today, which basically, you know, really opens up the ecosystem for things like mods, or giving you a lot more flexibility in how you install games or where you install games and whatnot. And it's really important to us that it's a really authentically PC experience. We don't want to, you know, force a console-like experience on PC players. We want to be authentic to the PC audience, and we have some features that are going to be coming out shortly that will really speak to that.
I would love to be sitting inside those meetings where, you know, you have the PC dudes is over there and the console dudes is over there. We want real PC experience, and consoles, we have the console experience. So I've noticed that when I do look at a Game Pass on my PC, it's a little less robust than it is on console. But I also noticed there's some games that's on that PC that hasn't made it over, and it forces me to delve into the ecosystem, which is the same ecosystem, but play on kind of both sides of the fence, because you have a couple of PC games that I'm dying to play on my big screen, but I have to play it over there. So will we get, and I know it's probably licensees and things to do with that, the reason why those games aren't over there. And I don't know if you can like talk about it, but Are most of those games going to migrate over? We're going to see the migration over from PC to console and console to PC in those games that aren't readily available on each side of the Game Pass, because it seems like it's a little divide in the middle on certain things, but will they ever migrate back and forth over for the games that aren't on each side?
Yeah, like for example, like a games like Age of Empires. One of the things we do get a lot is like, wow, this is this amazing, RTS, and some of the console guys, they feel a little certain way, that they don't get it at the exact same time. So to King's point, like, is it a situation, that from either configuration and they want to take more time in the console space? We've seen that before with Gears Tactics at one point where, whether an RTS or something will launch on PC first and not come to the Xbox console. Maybe come late. It'll come, but it'll come later. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it really depends on each individual title. So in some cases, like you said, with RTSs as an example, those games are more traditionally thought of as PC games, and it's really important to land them authentically on PC. But then, Gears Tactics is a great example where it launched on PC and then it came to console later. Part of that is sometimes there's design work that needs to happen. When you think about like input modalities and keyboard and mouse versus controller, sometimes you kind of have to rework the actual design of the game to make it more accessible on controller. We do support keyboard and mouse on console, but it's also not necessarily like a primary way that a lot of people tend to use their console. So it's like, we want to make sure that when a game releases on console, it feels very authentic and native to that experience. Similarly, when a game launches on PC, we want it to be authentic there. So sometimes it's just the timing. Flight Sim's another good example where we launched Flight Sim originally on PC, then we brought it to console, and then when you think about bringing it to cloud, it's really about how do we make sure whether it's streaming to a PC, a console, or a mobile device, it's still that same great gaming experience. So it's all experience led. And yes, our goal is to provide the best catalog of games wherever you choose to play. And if a game is available across multiple devices, things like cross progression are super important. So that you can, maybe start playing on a console and then pick up and go on your PC and then go back to your console, because it's really about celebrating you and the franchises that you love, and just giving you more opportunities to play.
Yeah, I agree. I think that definitely makes sense on that level. Also, I did want to fall back on the update in reference to development tools, because some things that we do see is, we want, for example, like a game like The Ascent or something like that that came out on PC, we see sometimes there may be some performance issues. So do you feel a lot of that may be a result of UWP and not getting over to Windows 11, and some of this will help alleviate some of the issues some people maybe have with PC Game Pass, as well as, other tools that you might be trying to provide to help improvements for developers so that the PC experience is kind of matching performance-wise what the console experience is getting?
I'd say for every update that we release to gamers, we probably release the same number, if not more, updates to developers. And I think if you look at any console generation or just any, period of time, if you look at the games at the beginning of generation versus at the end of the generation, they're just night and day different, because developers have gotten better with the tools. We've gotten feedback from developers on how we can make the developer experience better for them. Also, developers learn how to take advantage of some of these next-gen capabilities, or, maybe it'll take them a year or two to get their engine moved over. And now all of a sudden for, the next 3 or 4 iterations of the game, they have a solid foundation both at the platform layer and at the game engine layer. And now it's really about pushing the boundaries as far as they can go. So like for me, as an example, I probably spend at least half of my time with game developers from all around the world, whether it's our first party studios or our third party studios. And just like we were talking about kind of reflecting on the year of launch, we've done similar conversations with a lot of our development partners of like, hey, how do you feel about the platform? Where are areas that we can improve and kind of push the boundaries? And if you look at the games this holiday, you look at a game like Forza Horizon 5 or, you guys were talking about Halo, part of that is they've had more time with the hardware. They've had more time with the tools, and we've had the opportunity to respond to that feedback to just make it the best place to develop games. And that ultimately leads to better games for gamers all around the world.
Awesome. Yeah, love the improvement in the space, the continued, dedication to improving there. And again, I'm always excited when I see those PC updates. Because my PC lords, they always hit me up. Get at it.
And the biggest thing that I really enjoy is just how you worded that. Is like, we want to tailor the experience for a PC crowd to the PC crowd and the console crowd to a console crowd, because I feel like a lot of people feel like they need to be the same, and that's just not realistic. Like there are two different demographics of gamers.
Good point. So let's move on and get right into this back compat program. FPS Boost, you guys made a huge splash this week. 70 plus Xbox 360 games. I think also with auto HDR, resolution bumps, FPS Boost of 11 new titles, and then I believe 26 more titles from the existing library. FPS Boost also rolled out on the cloud gaming through their Game Pass Ultimate. And I want to read the Xbox Wire statement from program lead, back compatibility program lead Peggy Lowe. She said, while we continue to stay focused on preserving and enhancing the art form of games, we have reached the limit of our ability to bring new games to the catalog from the past due to licensing, legal, and technical constraints. Thank you for being part of this journey with us. So first off, Lord Jason, salute to the entire team. The amazing efforts on game preservation, the enhancements, been absolutely amazing. I've been seeing this program through the infancy days of 2015. I'll be remiss if I don't shout out the late great, he's still alive, Bill Stillwell. As if Bill Stillwell was going to shout out to Bill Stillwell. The Great Wall. When I remember talking to him about the program and just being how amazed of not having the physical hardware inside, right? And then learning about virtualization. And to now, I'm out here playing my beloved 50 Cent Blood in the Sand right now. Shout out.
I went and got my disc out.
Yeah, exactly. I spoke it into existence on Defining Duke with my boy Matty Plays.
I don't know what's going on with you, though. like really, Jason, let me tell you, with this guy right now, I don't know what's going on with what he's doing, because they calling me the Swami right now. I don't know if
Swami
he
Mini
is actually the enforcer. He has to be the enforcer because he's sliding his little note under somebody's door, and these people. See, that's why I wanted to have you on. Because he slide you a note. Because
was the 50 Cent? Let's get the real question out of it. Was 50 Cent Blood in the Sand for me, Jason? Was it for me?
I don't know, man.
I'll put it this way. A lot of people slide a lot of notes and I see them all.
So look, I felt that one was for me.
I gotta start sliding my notes.
You gotta slide your notes underneath. Listen, man.
I was not note sliding.
Look, let's do it together. At it.
It's okay, man, because I hit up Cog a couple months ago. I was like, you need to put that Fable Anniversary 60 frames patch on there too. You got 2 for 1.
That Fable 2. Like I'm hoping my hopes and my prayers for my beloved Fable.
No, for real. I mean,
Beloved Fable.
Tremendous updates. Obviously, you get the Fable series, Max Payne, Dead Space. I was playing Elder Scrolls Oblivion at 60, and it just hit
crazy.
It hits different. It hits different. So I have to ask the question that a lot of people are asking. This amazing in this program is, many want to know, with now back compat, kind of coming to an end for new games being added, right? Will any existing back compat games that haven't received FPS boosts and resolution bumps, will those still continue to get enhancements?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things I'll say here. So first, I mean, the team's been working on that release of new back compat titles for more than a year now.
It was a lot. It was definitely a lot, Jason.
And part of that was we knew the 20th anniversary was going to come, and we basically said, like, what is our ultimate wish list of titles? Like, if we, could wave a magic wand, even though people claim we're wizards, we're not really wizards. We don't have magic wands.
You're not.
No. But we literally started with a list of hundreds of games that we were like, okay, this is our fantasy list. This is the list of titles. And a lot of that really came from the community. There's great members of the community that would ping me on social media every day, or people would
Every day.
Every day.
He
got the everyday guy. Okay, salute.
And then, like, people would collate lists and they'd prioritize them for us and whatnot. So we started with a list of hundreds of titles that we wanted to bring to the program. And, you know, to be honest, every title is a challenge, you know, whether it's a technical issue, whether it's a licensing issue. In some cases, the publishers and the developers who made the game don't even exist anymore. So there's like a lot of sleuthing that we have to go do to even find out who we need to get approvals and rights from and whatnot.
Right.
And throughout the entire year, that hundreds of games really kind of winnowed down into the list of games that we have here. So when we talk about, you know, we've kind of reached the limit of our ability to add new titles to the program, trust me, if there's a game that you wanted added to the program, we've tried. And in some cases, we've actually tried for years to bring some of these games to the program. And I'll say some of the titles that are actually in this batch, we've actually been working on for years to get the right things. And some of these games, I never thought we'd get the right approvals or we'd be able to kind of overcome some of these hurdles. So us, this was really about a love letter to the community and really kind of respecting all the history that people have. So that's why, you know, obviously it's disappointing that we can't add more titles to the program. But at the same time, too, I can honestly say the team has gone above and beyond, and they were able to get titles that I never thought we would be able to add to the program.
Good at it.
Yeah. So I got a question for you, Jason. What is that biggest game that you yourself like took personal? Oh, you ain't coming, you coming. Like
what's coming to the program.
You yourself wanted that over it. You know, it was a personal goal to get it to the backwards compatible list for you.
So I can't call out any individual titles, but I will say there were certain titles that the team worked extremely hard on for multiple months. And they came through very late in the game because, you know, we knew it would be disappointing if we couldn't get this game or that game out. And, you know, there's one or two that we tried really, really hard and ultimately they fell out at the very end. But there was definitely some that we were able to save and include in this batch. But I can't really talk about specific titles because, like I said, every title is a unique challenge and they have a unique set of things. And that's why it takes so much work to bring some of these games forward.
One specific title that for me, I know probably was hard to bring forward was Advent Rising from the OG Xbox One days. Again, those guys don't exist anymore, right? So to see that game, the thing about Advent Rising was that it was supposed to be this humongous sci-fi epic 3 games, like, you know, written by Orson Scott Card, like
too human.
Yeah, exactly. To see Advent Rising there and to be able to play it, it was something special because I'm like, I never in my life thought I'd see this game again. It's over, it's done. And to see that game and then to put the game on, and the resolution is through the roof, right? Obviously, it doesn't have frame rate boost because it probably would have broken a million different things in that game. But to see the resolution bump and see that game and to still be able to kind of, the strive for epicness in that game, bro, like the scope of this game, you just looking at it now, and this game is a 15-year-old, 16-year-old game. So like, I don't know how much money I spent this is the 15th, just scrubbing through specifically OG Xbox, right? Because 360, I love those games, but they feel more modern. Like there's certain ones I'm gonna get, absolutely, but the OG ones, to see them on there, like I grabbed Dead or Alive 3. That was my launch game, my launch day fighting game.
Facts.
So jumping off to that, Jason, right? Obviously, back compat in this form, you guys have talked about, hey, it's done. We've kind of reached the extent of what we're going to do. Now thinking about cloud and what cloud sort of enables you guys to do. And then recently also, Phil had an interview with Axios where he was talking more about, hey, we need to get on board with this legal emulation if we want to preserve our industry, right? And Phil doesn't say things just to say them. And I know, I said back compat in this form is probably mostly done. Is there a future where we could possibly see emulation of these console environments just in the cloud, even if you can apply like the frame rate boost or the resolution boost because it'll break the game, but the possibility to emulate these platforms as they were in the cloud and just allow access to basically the entire library, removing anything that has licensing issues or whatever the case may be. Is that a possibility in the future?
Yeah, I mean, what I'll say is like game preservation's in the DNA of Team Xbox, you know, and I think the cloud's an interesting scenario that you bring up because I was talking to somebody earlier this week, and trust me, when somebody was writing an Xbox 360 game or an OG Xbox game, they were definitely not thinking that 15, 20 years in the future, this game's going to be running in a data center being streamed down to a mobile device. Like, and like that's the important thing is like we have this great library and we have this great kind of catalog of games from our past, and it's really about how do we enable more people to play these games. You know, you bring up Advent Rising, you know, like one that I heard a ton of feedback on was a Togi, you know, a Togi 1 and 2, and like so many people have these fond memories of this. And like, did we know we were going to be able to bring that back? No, but you know, we went in and we figured it out, and now to have that actually available. And then I think the other thing too, like Cog mentioned, you know, being able to enable FPS boost on these games running in the cloud. Once again, it's not only do we want these games to be playable, we want them to be playable in more places and better than ever before. So like, there's a lot of opportunity here, and you know, I definitely appreciate Phil's kind of clarion call for the industry because, you know, back when these games were written on the original Xbox or on the Xbox 360, we didn't have this notion of forward compatibility. And like when we think about like certain contracts or licensing agreements, or even like I've had experiences in my past where like we wanted to go rebuild a game from like 10 years ago. We don't even have the tools to be able to build those games anymore, let alone, you know, enhance them and remaster them and things like that. So I think as an industry, we've definitely learned a lot. We've definitely heard a lot from the community, and a lot of the things that the team has developed and the processes that they've developed are really informing how we build games today with an eye towards how do these games live 10, 15, 20 years in the future. So there's a lot of opportunity here, and the team's got some really exciting things that they're working on. But like I said, you know, since we started with this wish list of like every game that we ideally would like to bring to the program, there's just some games that unfortunately we haven't found a way to be able to overcome some of these hurdles. But we're trying to take those learnings as we think about the future.
No, we get you on that. I guess the consensus I feel like I got from the community was, you know, obviously we love the work that's been done. Back compat, so many games. We understand the challenges, right? We understand that some things, licensing, so even some things from a technical standpoint. But I guess the second part people were nervous about was FPS boost. Because like, yo, we like, is FPS boost done? Like, is it no more FPS? So like, can you provide clarity to the FPS boost portion of the program?
Yeah, so right now we have more than 130 titles that we've been able to successfully FPS boost. And we're always looking at new ways that we can enhance titles, whether it's resolution increases, frame rate improvements, things like auto HDR. So I'll say right now with the existing technique that we have with FPS boost, we've tried plenty more than 130 titles. And in some cases, the vast majority of the game works great, but then we find a game-breaking bug like 80% of the way through. And like when those come up, a lot of times we sit there and the team does everything they can to try to figure out how do we get over that. But in some cases, like, you know, there was one game specifically where there was a critical moment very late in the game where an event would not trigger because we were running at this higher frame rate. And at that point in time, like, we're kind of blocked there. So I think with our existing technique, you know, we've enhanced a whole series of Xbox One games. With this release, we figured out how to FPS boost from some 360 and OG titles. But, you know, we're going to continue to look for new opportunities and new ways that we can enhance titles. But we don't have anything in the immediate future just because, once again, we always treat these titles as a black box. So we try to push the titles further than they can. But we're always looking for new ways to be able at the platform layer to enhance these games. And in some cases, it works on a subset of titles. In other cases, like auto HDR, it works on the vast majority of the portfolio. So something we're continuing to investigate. It's just, you know, right now, I think we're kind of finding where some of the limitations of our current technique is.
Well, maybe one day the greatest 900p game of all time, Rise Son of Rome. You know, maybe one day.
But what I really respect is, you know, the put, because you know there's been other previous generations where backwards compatible was like, you know, a selling feature, but I never felt like until last generation it was ever the center, if that makes sense. And like I felt like, you know, because of the work that that the team has been doing over there at Xbox, that like you're carrying the entire industry to that standard now. It's not just like an Xbox thing, and I really enjoy that, because now it's like I know as long as I stay with the Xbox brand, I keep my stuff for the most part. Like it's no like I just lose it. And what I like is you guys go above and beyond. Now, okay, you could have literally just kept it the backwards. We got it working. That's all, man. Be like, okay, we got it working, but what can we do to make it run better?
Yeah, that's cool.
And I feel like there's a lot of scenarios where it could have just went the ladder, where it could have just been but you guys took it to yourselves like, these are a work of arts. We could always make them run better, and I really appreciate that, because I could play Fable Anniversary, probably one of my favorite games of all time.
And what about Fable 2?
We know why you like Fable 2, kid.
When I play Fable Anniversary and I boot it up after that update, like you can tell that it runs completely different. My brother has been playing Fallout New Vegas like religiously.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So he jumps on Fallout New Vegas after that update, and he's like, "Oh man, I wish I would have played this months ago. Like I wish I would have waited." I really appreciate the just the the caring that you guys have for the industry, and to make sure that if you guys want to play these older games, because a lot of the times when you play older games, there is a lot of like control hiccups, that outdated controls, but at least like stuff you can't handle a whole lot on that end, but it's like we gonna make it run 60 frames at least.
And that's the thing. That's the thing you don't think about, right? When you play these games, you're like, wait a minute, like a game like Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 3, they literally have to play the entire game to see if it breaks it.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not just flip the switch and walk away. That's a good point, Saab. That's a good point.
To see if it breaks. But I have a question for Jason, right?
Let's get it.
Now, okay, so I know it's financially advantageous for this to happen, right? Because you release 70 games, and those dudes that didn't have it, they looked at the list, because this is the first time I've seen dudes pull up a list and throw a list inside my DMs, like, yo, so what game off the list? I didn't even dive into the list, because I have the majority of the games anyway. So, but anyway, so these guys, is financially advantageous for that part, and then it must be really gratifying to see that those people that was distractors are now in tow now with back compat, because a lot of times when y'all was talking about back compat, people were saying, oh, nobody wants this, nobody needs this, and it would seem like every generation we will have to sell off our old games to just go into a new generation and build from scratch, whereas you guys put your 10 toes down and held firm and made sure that this stuff came across, right? This list came out. Now, they released Halo on the same day as the list, but what I've seen on my timeline was utterly amazing. Shout out to 50 Cent Blood in the Sand.
Oh, yeah, salute to that. We're going to talk about the magistry that he did with it.
Other games of that nature were popping up. Was there a game that you saw come across your timeline whenever you did have any relaxing time? Because everybody believes that you guys have a bunch of time to chill.
Just sit on Twitter all day.
Yeah.
like he has time. When you did get a moment to, take your head up and just, breathe it in, was there anything that y'all guys saw, a game that was on the list that popped up on and a streamer just picked up and was playing, and you was just like, it felt really gratifying to see that game even get the shine again? Any game, perhaps?
To be honest, it was honestly kind of cool to be on social media within the first 24 to 48 hours, just because like everybody has their own personal favorites, and whether it's Dead or Alive or a Toki, and even with that, like a lot of people, like Larry Major Nelson had the story of like the first time he played, I believe it was Fallout 4, like his game save from 2011 that he had like hundreds of hours was instantly available, and it magically kind of transported him back to that time. But I'll also say for me, like one of the things to your point of kind of for me personally was to see the celebration of the FPS boost of the Sonic titles.
Oh, that Sonic hit different. Woo!
To just see like, as somebody who grew up in the 16-bit era, like that is such iconic character and such an iconic franchise, and then to see just like the celebration of it, and to see like, no, like they did an amazing job with what they could do at the time with the technology. But if we have an opportunity to shine it up a little bit, make it a little bit better, like that was awesome to just see that, because you know, it's an IP and a franchise that so many millions of people love, and to be able to bring that forward was just pretty epic.
That was tremendous. I mean, shout out to my boy Everborn Saga. He was putting up clips, and you forget, like, in that era, that didn't exist, like, Saul, right? Like that.
No, it didn't. And another thing is, let's say for me, like the Splinter Cell games, right? To have them come back on the console was special, because, like you said, like there might have been quote unquote better ways to play them, in that the PC versions were crisper, whatever, the frame rate was better. Right. But on PC, they never had proper console controls, so it was all weird. You had to like reconfigure. You had to have those programs that reconfigure like kind of generic controllers or whatnot, and it never worked perfectly.
Yep.
To get those back on the console, like day one when those came out, those came out a long time ago now. To see them running at 60 FPS, and, like, it's just the things, like it is such a special thing for everybody, because again, this speaks to our history with Xbox, right? And when you can throw on a game on your brand new console that you've been with this ecosystem 20 years, and the game that you bought day one 20 years ago is right there at your fingertips. Yeah, that's like, I don't know, man. Like it's
empowering.
It's empowering. It feels, you get emotional.
Remembered it. See, because I know some of the
right, because it speaks to your nostalgia, because it looks better than it did, but it matches with how you remember it.
Yeah, because sometimes if you see it in King, if you see it in its original state without the resolution, it don't hit as different.
So when did y'all have that epiphany, right? Because I know it was the epiphany. Y'all was like, yeah, we're gonna get these games back. We got the backing pad. We're gonna get it running, and y'all was like, ew.
Are you implying that the 480i was it hard?
It was like original Combat Evolved.
Yeah.
Original Combat Evolved, when they brought out the anniversary edition, you could swap back and forth, right? And you see, again, and the original, right? And the thing is, even the original, they had it running in like a higher frame rate, so it wasn't exactly what it was. But when you looked at the textures, when you looked at it back then, it was mind-blowing. Like I said, I played that game and I dropped the controller and ran, and I called Cog and I called King. I was like, I need to play right now. Whatever you're doing, stop, play right now. Obviously, it's not going to hit the same today, but that's what it is. Like they managed to figure out what was it that you saw in your mind's eye that can make you love that experience again today.
Somebody said this ain't it, and I'm gonna fix it. somebody sat there and got the team together. Because all right, so I know originally anybody that was against back compat originally in their head was like, no, that's not it, dude. Nah, I'm not playing that. Right? So they sat there and was like, no, I believe in this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pretty it up. We're gonna make them bend the knee. So now to see the industry bending the knee, it's incredible, because everybody else now is like, yeah, our games want to be back compact, nice and cleaned up. But you pioneered it. You guys had the first initial, for the free, slings and arrows of it, and now to walk in that room as the knights, as the lords, as the kings of these realms, because now it's confidence when you purchase. A parent can go in a store and know that the purchase that they make today will stand the test of time with that child throughout those years, right? And it's something comforting in that aspect, that every new console, I don't have to pony up $700 to give them a new library, him or her, a new library plus the console. Maybe you migrate the console over, but now with cloud gaming, my son texted me last night, and I'm editing a video, and he said, "Did you try cloud gaming yet?" I said, "Yeah, I did that for a while, but yeah." He do. And he's like, "What do you think of out of the scale of 1 to 10?" I said, "I give it an 8." And he said, "I give it a 10. It's amazing right now because he's playing on Little Man, and now he feels that he's playing on a Series X because
Little Man,
the level of performance that he feels. Not saying like Little Man is, trust me, Little Man is more than capable, but it's that level, like you mentioned. If you're playing on a laptop, you're playing on your phone, that cloud gaming experiences give you that robust feel of a good, like, stable PC or a high-end machine. So when you guys did this stuff, there's a confidence level going forward that y'all instilled in the community, and I think that's going to carry over for generations to come, and also build a stronger fan base. Do you guys feel that the community is getting stronger in because there's a lot of trepidation with some people on this panel, but now the confidence is truly there that I see, because people buy with confidence with you guys now without worrying about it. Do you see that happening? Do you see, because you get the DMs and stuff like that? So
yeah, I mean, we're part of the community just like everybody else. So we play games with everybody. You know, even earlier this week, I was playing HaloInfinite Multiplayer with members of the community. We're always listening to feedback, and you know, I'll be honest, like we feel the energy, and it's a great thing for the team. You know, the community is what motivates us. You guys are the ones who enable us to do the thing that we love to do, but you also hold us accountable when we don't meet your expectations. And you know, the constructive feedback, you know, we were talking about game DVR and the capture experience. Like, we know there's areas that we need to do better, and that feedback, as long as it's delivered in the most constructive way possible, like we aspire to make this the best place to play for gamers, the best place for game developers to bring their creative visions to life. And when it comes to compatibility, you know, I think Attic was the one who was mentioning it before. Like, from day one of the design of the Xbox Series X and S, we said compatibility is going to be a pillar of this program. So it actually influenced the design of the hardware. It influenced how we thought about the business model, how we thought about how can we bring these games forward. And as we think about future platforms or future opportunities, things like the cloud, once again, this is now part of our DNA. Whereas in the past, it might have had to been something that either internally or we'd have to convince people. Now it's like, okay, we have this new opportunity. You know, we still have millions of people that are playing on 360s today. So, you know, if somebody's still playing on an Xbox 360, we want them to have confidence that if they move to an Xbox Series S or an Xbox Series X, that the community is there, your game saves, your progression, your catalog's available for you. So, like, it's absolutely something that's critical to us as we move forward, but we definitely feel the energy from the community, and it's a huge motivating factor for us.
You know what I'm seeing? And at my job, I'm the video game guy, right? So everybody asks me the questions. And what I'm noticing even a year out from launch is that the people that are asking me about, oh, what console should I try to get for my kids for the holidays or whatever, the parents are now understanding the language of like Game Pass and the Xbox. Somebody used ecosystem when they talked to me. I'm like, ecosystem. Where'd you get that word from? And it was just like, it's this evolution about the message of around Xbox and how it's affecting even people who aren't gamers, just trying to like buy a console for their kid. And the fact that, you know, what is this Game Pass thing? How many games do you get? Do you get to keep them? You know, all these questions that they have, but questions that last year they never had just because they didn't know what the hell it was. They had no idea. And in a single year, all of a sudden, the language around Xbox is completely different. It really is a testament to the work you guys have done to sort of put that message out there. And just the fact that we as gamers are also sort of proliferating the message, right? Anytime somebody asks me and they're like, yo, PlayStation or Xbox, I'm like, what type of games do you like, right? This is what PlayStation provides, this is what Xbox provides. And a lot of them, when you talk to a parent, they'll say, oh, wait, how much do I get? I said $15 a month to get this.
that deal kick in.
And the deal kicks in, and I give them the tiers, right? And I give them the 2 tiers of PlayStation. And to be quite honest, a lot of them are like, wow, that Xbox sounds kind of crazy. What do you mean this is going to be in the service? I'm like, yeah, you don't pay anything additional. It's in the service. And from that, they start researching, and all of a sudden they're in the Xbox ecosystem and they don't even realize it. So the work that's been done there is kind of amazing. And I, you know, you guys can never count on the fact that that type of word of mouth is going to move the message that way, but I think it has. It really has in a very special way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's been tremendous to see, and like you said, the mindset. I did want to double back on we cloud game initiative. You know, we know you talked about the FPS boost there, but you know, one thing I don't think you guys are getting enough credit actually is when I see an announcement like an Microsoft Flight Simulator, and you say early 2022, but you hear about that coming to a base Xbox One console, right? Which was theoretically not designed for, the limitations of the hardware would normally prevent that game from even launching and running on the console. So, to Solve's point, when we're talking about, games preservation and we're talking about, not leaving someone behind, is the cloud initiative this new way so that old school Xbox One S guys, could still experience these next generation experiences when, let's be real, there's a lot of chip shortages right now. The console sometimes is still hard to get. Is this a way you guys continue game preservation?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it, but I think when we designed xCloud, to Solve's point, a lot of the things that we've been working on for the last 4 to 6 years are really starting to come together in the last 12 to 18 months. Things like Game Pass, things like xCloud. We've been working on this stuff for a really long time with a vision of like, how does this make the gaming experience better? And so, like, the fundamental belief behind xCloud is this gives us an opportunity to reach more players than we've ever had before. But as somebody who leads the development of the platform, it's also an amazing tool in our toolbox that now it's like, okay, how do we leverage this to make your gaming experience even better? So when you think about something like console streaming coming to the console, even on the Series X and the Series S, we know we have this great catalog of games in Game Pass. How do we make it easy for you to be able to try some of these games before you make the decision to download? And being able to instantly jump into that game and play it from your console, have a great experience, and then when you're done, download the game and play it natively. Like that's really about eliminating friction for the player. And then, like you said, it brings up opportunities for us with things like the Xbox One generation, where a game like The Medium or Flight Sim, as an example, those games cannot be done on that actual hardware. So now that we have a cloud option and we can actually stream that there, for the people who maybe choose to not upgrade to the next generation, or people who want to that are struggling to find a console, you can still be part of this ecosystem. You can still experience these great games. And it's really about providing more options to players. So for me, I really think about it as I now have another tool in my arsenal of things that I can bring together and just really focus on delivering the best experience possible for players on whatever device that you choose to play on.
Absolutely.
What I really enjoy about it is, like, I see you bring the cloud streaming to the desktop. That gives people that just have a laptop some type of option to play games. I see when you guys put it on console, it's like, okay, so in the realm, I can download something, or I can try a game out if it's xCloud compatible before I download it. So like, it gives more options, and that's pretty much like just more vocalizing that the center of your guys' the mission statement. Like, we want to give the players and the gamers more accessibility and more options, and I feel like everything has literally been around that mission statement.
And I think it shows, like I said, it shows in the community. I have another coworker who he came in and said, look, all right, if I can't find the Series X or an S, what I really want to play Halo. I want to play the campaign and the multiplayer. And I was like, well, you can try to find an Xbox One X or an Xbox One, like whatever, like it'll run on it. It'll be there. You can have Game Pass there as well. And he went online, and to show you the popularity of those consoles still, and the fact that it's hard to find the newer consoles, like he was almost ready to pull the trigger on an OG Xbox One, launch type Xbox One
VCR
for nearly $300. Like, this is how excited he was about the prospect of being able to at least be able to play Game Pass and get his Halo on. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just crazy, the fact that, again, that messaging is out there and people are like, I can't believe I can do all of this. First of all, the fact that I can even think about playing it on my phone or something like that is crazy to me. And on top of that, I can go back a couple of generations. Let's say if I skipped it, I was on a PS4, didn't get an Xbox One, and now I have access to all this stuff and I can still play the new things. It's like, you have to see the wonderment on their faces when I tell them this stuff. They're like, really? I'm like,
and plus,
that's true.
The good thing about it too, it's like, you know, right now we're having, you know, a new Mass Effect being made, a new Dragon Age being made. Like, you know, when these comes out, because people like my brother, he don't even know what those games are. He probably wouldn't play those games anyway because he's a weirdo. But you know,
Shout out to your brother.
So it's just like, let's say he did pick it up. I want to try Dragon Age. I want to try Mass Effect. You know, it's nice that he could go back before the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and you have access to those games.
Yeah.
And I feel like people don't take that. People take that for granted. It's like, you know, up until, you know, backwards compatible was you know, done the way it was. If you wanted to play these older games, you had to go out there, go on that eBay, find that console, find that game. Like, it could cost. It could end up being pretty cost effective to have to buy the older consoles and have to buy that game, and then guess what? Now on Xbox, if I want to play that game, I just got to go out there, search that game, and buy it and download it. And that's all. King, you have a question?
Yeah. See, me and you can play off each other. I was definitely looking out for you, brother. Thank you.
Yes.
There's a great byproduct that comes from cloud gaming that people aren't really talking about. All right, so when you go and you get the external SSD, that can come at a pretty hefty cost, right? And if you don't have that money right then, but then you don't have the space as well, because you're playing Call of Duty, or you downloaded Gears and you had Forza, and it's pretty robust in taking up your storage space. But through the cloud gaming and the streaming, you can actually stream and play those games without eating up that console, space that you have there. And I think that's a huge plus, especially for little man holders that can get their hands on. And when we say little man, I know Jason Ronald.
We know it. It's Series S. Affectionately called little man in the round.
Calls your baby little man.
He be punching above his weight. He be punching above his weight. Right. little man outside. Continue.
The entry into the next gen.
Yes.
But did you guys was that a byproduct that happened when you was worrying about cloud gaming, or did y'all intend that to be a solution for the storage problem?
We definitely saw it as an opportunity, because that's the thing is, like, the next gen storage, these drives are more expensive than a traditional hard drive, and we have very exacting standards to make sure that we can deliver a very consistent experience both for players as well as for developers. And we've definitely heard the feedback. People want more storage, they want larger capacities, but with that it also comes with a cost. So to your point, there's some people who maybe they have 3 to 5 games that are their primary games that they play all the time and they have them installed. Well, we don't want the friction of like, oh, I've got to uninstall that game to even go try this game out here. So with something like cloud streaming, I can jump into those games. Maybe I can play the entire game from the cloud, or it might be, wow, I'm really loving this experience. This is going to be one of my new primary games. So then you're at least informed before you make the decision to uninstall something or to move something off to an external drive. So yeah, so once again, the easiest way I can say it is, I think cloud gaming is an amazing tool in our toolbox to make the experience better for players.
All right, I gotta quickly ask, because this is coming up in the realm. There's situations with the FPS boost. I'm getting shout out to my good friend Horizon Herbs here. I've also seen it from a lot of my Dead Space 1 guys. We're like, oh man, we see the sequel in part 3 getting the FPS boost, but not part 1. In my opinion, you correct me if I'm wrong. Jason, is in reference to for example, Dead Space, right? We know there's eventually going to be a Dead Space remake, remaster. So it's a situation that, the publisher is basically saying, hey, we already have plans to do this remaster. We're not necessarily going to give you permission to enable this, because we kind of want them to buy this new thing that we're going to put a coat of paint on. Are those discussions that are had with publishers and the team in reference to what can be allowed, providing that the title has no technical issues and can be FPS boost enabled?
Not really. I mean, to be honest, most publishers, they love these franchises and they love these IPs just as much as anybody else. So if we have an opportunity to make the gameplay better than ever before, usually it's a really easy conversation with the publisher.
Gotcha.
I think the real hinge is, are we respecting that original vision of the creator? And that's why, I think it was Sav who mentioned it, we go through all the testing that we do, because we don't want to be in a situation where 90% of the game looks great, and then all of a sudden you get to a part and like something's bugging out, or like something bad happens. So as long as we're respectful to the IP, usually it's a pretty easy conversation with the publisher.
Sounds good. Definitely want to move on into before we get into the 20th anniversary. There's a couple little smaller questions I did want to ask. A lot of people are asking about the next gen features. When the console was first announced, we heard things like velocity architecture, DirectML, direct storage. So when do you think these things will start to get really utilized by devs on the feature set?
I think you're starting to see some of that today. Usually depends on the feature. Some features require more work at the engine level to really take advantage of some of these. Also, as you start thinking about games moving more and more exclusive to next generation hardware, there's an opportunity for developers to push even further. But like, this is a regular conversation that we have with developers, and sometimes, the titles are actually using these features, but it all happens kind of underneath the scenes, and it's hard to kind of equate, oh, this feature is actually enabling, maybe it's more players in a multiplayer match, or a much larger open world or whatnot. But yeah, I mean, we're already seeing developers take advantage of some of these next gen features. And I think you're going to start seeing, definitely by second holiday and definitely by third holiday, more and more titles are going to be taking more advantage of the full capabilities of the platform.
Got you.
So just to clarify, like pretty much the general sense of what I got there is right now, because the transition between last gen and this gen, they might not necessarily that be a priority in some of them, but the more you see them drop the previous gen and have exclusive next gen games, you'll see more and more of those features being utilized by everyone in the industry.
That, and also I think developers also are learning what they can do with some of these features. So you can actually, plummet through your engine and you have it available, but now all of a sudden game designers are really able to say, oh, I don't have that same constraint anymore, or I can think differently about this. So, and it's true of every console generation. Oftentimes it'll take 2 to 3 years for developers to really wrap their hands around what's possible. And I think the other thing too is we get the feedback from developers of like, hey, we have this idea, we believe we can get there, we need to understand the technology better, and how can you help us? And sometimes that leads us to build new features on behalf of developers to enable them to take full advantage of the hardware. So it's a constant discussion between us and the developers, and like overall we're really excited by how developers are starting to use the hardware. And we've got some really exciting games both internally as well as from our third-party partners coming over the next couple of years that I think will push even further than the games that you're seeing today.
And then plus we've seen it previous gens where the way games look and present and perform at the beginning of a generation is clearly on a completely different level by the end, because people know that hardware like the back of their hand by then.
Oh yeah, the beginning of gen. Again, salute. Gotta salute Lord ACG in there. Much love, brother. Shout out to that poll. Y'all messy with my driver talk. Well, what I did want to say, again, you talk about later in the gen. Again, when we see this, because one of the other things, a lot of gamers are excited about was hearing Phil talk about, and you guys talk about waiting on the full feature set for RDNA 2, right? And then also things like super resolution. So is it one of those things that as the generation goes on and it matures, we'll start to see implementation of that? Will developers mention this kind of stuff, or as far as utilization from the team and stuff like that? I'm just curious long term with especially RDNA 2. That was a big one, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, developers are already using a whole host of these features, like variable rate shading is becoming more and more common in more titles and whatnot. Whether or not somebody, calls out, I'm using this feature or that feature, at the end of the day, it really comes down to what is the quality of the experience overall. Are they able to hit their visual quality? Are they able to hit their frame rate and performance goals? Are they able to deliver on their creative vision? So for us, it's less about, checking boxes on this feature's used, this feature's used. It's more about like, are we really delivering that next gen experience or really enabling that creative vision? And it's a strong partnership with all of our development partners. And, you know, like I said, I mean, I'm more confident and I'm more excited for the portfolio of games coming from Xbox Game Studios, as well as our partners, than I have been in, you know, probably my entire time at Xbox. Because more and more the technology is fading into the background, and it's really about the experiences that developers can create.
Let me ask a question. Being that, you know, Game Pass is really right now, well, cloud gaming seems to be tied to Game Pass at the moment. Would cloud gaming be able to be broadened throughout like the whole Microsoft store for like games that aren't inside Game Pass that you can try before you buy as well? In some aspect, I know
like
it's a
game
little
trial,
weird.
almost like I know where you're going.
Yeah, like it's because a lot of people aren't. Let's say they aren't in Game Pass for whatever weird reason.
How dare they, King?
I mean, if you have,
Game Pass?
Weird reason.
Yeah, I mean, you know how you slid that? It's always a Game Pass shame when someone doesn't have it.
It's not Game Pass shame. It's like I love a good deal. Right? Everybody loves a good deal. So if you happen to have something that offers you a good deal, I don't know why you ain't in it, but okay, whatever. For whatever reason, this person doesn't have Game Pass that has a Microsoft
Okay,
console.
continue. We get that. Continue.
Well, I mean, I'm explaining to myself for the crowd.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get it quick. You know, some people are a little bit slower.
Just continue. Continue, sir.
Anyway, will cloud gaming be available over the spectrum of Microsoft Store at some point?
What I can say is we have lots of ideas of how you can use the cloud. You know, and you know, one of the things that's really important right now is expanding the access to the cloud to more players around the world. So, you know, earlier this year we added 4 new countries that have been supported. We get plenty of requests from other people who want access to the cloud, whether that's as a primary experience for them or something that's more additive to, say, their PC experience or whatnot. So I think that there's nothing but huge opportunity with the cloud, and we've got some exciting plans, and you'll start seeing some next year and beyond.
Okay, pretty awesome. The last Q&A question before we move on to the 20th is, this is actually my little pet peeve. The game update, like for example, like, you know, you play it and then you'll get that big old system update, and sometimes it'll bump you into, it'll kind of position you into, say, hey, you need to go into the offline status right there. Is there any way to kind of circumvent that, or as opposed to the abrupt stop sometimes when you get that update, or is this something we just gonna have to deal with and have to jump into offline status so the apply the update when we're ready?
Yeah, I think there's 2 answers to that. So one is we need to do some work on our side to try to make sure that whatever games you're going to play next are always up to date. You know, and so we do, you know, intelligent logic to try to make sure that we're updating the latest games you play or the games that you play most often. But part of the challenge sometimes happens is, for example, we may update the titles, say at 3 or 4 in the morning, but if the game update got published at 9 in the morning and then you choose to play at 5 o'clock at night, clearly we haven't had an opportunity to update that. So there are some things that we can do on our side to make that easier. I think the other thing too is part of it is what actually changed in the game itself. So for example, if it's a multiplayer game or whatnot, you know, a lot of times the developer wants you to be on the latest version because they might have fixed bugs, there might be competitive imbalance issues or things like that. So it's definitely something that we partner very closely with developers on, but we also look at it from a platform layer of how do we eliminate that friction from your experience. But we also always want to make sure you're getting the best experience possible, which oftentimes means getting the latest update.
Right.
So it's a balance, and it's something that we hear the feedback on. We've heard feedback and requests to just keep everything up to date. You know, at various times we've had that capability, but at the same time too, that also consumes a lot of bandwidth. And, you know, so trying to find that balance. And to be honest, like what works for, say, one player doesn't necessarily work for another player. So one of the challenges that we have is coming up with creative solutions that really meets the needs of as many players as possible while also being respectful.
No, absolutely. I totally understand that, and the bandwidth aspect, very legit questions. It's just me being pet peeve, because when sometimes you get that big platform UI update that's outside of the game, and you get the black screen in the middle of a game, you be like, oh no, like.
No, that's when you're in that preview program.
Yeah, the preview. That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
That's me. That's
You're
me.
talking from an aspect.
Well,
of
being
you wanna
bougie,
partake.
I gotta fight for me.
No, you want to partake inside the preview program, and I'll wait till my food is finished.
Fair enough. No beta boy for King. No beta boy for King. You ain't about that. All right, cool. So let's move on, man, because we got to get into this 20th anniversary. Or Jason, you know, Xbox 20 years of Xbox. You know, what does that mean to you as a member of the team and Microsoft and Team Xbox over 15 years yourself? Like, how does that hit for you?
I mean, it was honestly the whole host of emotions, and just seeing kind of the response from everybody on the 20th anniversary, everybody sharing their own personal memories, you know, whether it's games they played in the past or experiences, like people talking about LAN parties and like carrying TVs and consoles up and wiring things through their house. But even for me, you know, like we showed like having Robbie Bach on stage, you know, like that. I worked in, you know, the team when Robbie was there, or when they showed some of the clips from the Vault or from the upcoming 6-part documentary.
Oh, we're gonna talk about it. Yeah.
Like, I mean, that is my life. That is my career. And so, like, not only do I see it as a gamer, but I also see my career history there as well. But at the end of the day, I think the thing that was most important to me was it was just a celebration. It was a celebration with the community. It was a celebration with the team. And as I mentioned before, I mean, we are members of the community ourselves. So, like, we have our own versions of the memories. And just to see, like, how much the hard work that we all put in and to see how much that means to the community, but then also to be able to celebrate together. It was just, it was very heartwarming just seeing everybody's recollections.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to shout you guys. I thought it was well done, especially the Power On, you know, portion, the documentary, seeing like Sav and King would probably appreciate that. It was almost like a renegade. Yeah, first it's beautiful. I mean, for the Lords, it definitely resonates. You know, a lot of us here from New York City, we remember the console launch, and it was on my damn birthday, so I had to find out what the hell's going on with this system. It launches on my birthday. It's crazy, right? So, you know, you talk about this almost like this renegade team fighting to get the the attention of big Microsoft. Well, let's be honest, it was really about Office and, you know, Windows. This game. Go ahead, King. I see you ready to jump in. You know,
no, I'm just. I'm first. I wanted to say we have over 800 people.
Yeah, hit
watching.
that like, y'all.
You know, Jason is spitting facts, and please just share this out. Put them likes in there. You know, show a little bit of appreciation for this guy's well-earned time.
Yes.
I think this is the only leisure time that he's gonna get. We call it leisure.
He's still working. We're still working.
Little interrogation that he's having here. To see you guys, you know, like running around and it felt like first y'all was rebels, right?
Yeah.
Because again, it was button down, right? You coming from the it was like the parents is up there doing whatever, y'all just down there wilding out. And y'all had ideas on what it was going to be, and we were all with you guys. I learned about LAN cables. I learned about Ethernet stuff. I learned about connectivity. I learned about all that stuff. You know, shout out to Sovereign, all right, because without his technical know-how, we would have been lost, honestly. And then, you know, and Cog as well. So to hear these guys, everybody doing these things, and I know when you guys were pitching it and talking about it and brainstorming it, to see it spark in the manner that it did for this documentary, I cannot wait to see the 6-part documentary because I lived that aspect of it. And the fact that Bill Gates' name was attached to it, it was this enigma, this billion-dollar guy, this our Tony Stark at the time.
Tony Stark is in New York with The Rock, launching the console.
Doesn't it feel like that? Like,
it did.
Tony Stark minus the drinking. Basically, hey, it is right? Comic book reference. But it was like to see that when I saw that, because you don't get a chance to see those people in public, and when he do, and then he decides to take an interest in your medium at that time, to see it spark in the manner that it does, and to see where we are at this moment, you know, we're talking. I went to purchase a console. I didn't know that 20 years down the line, I'd be sitting down with one of the greatest minds to engineer two of the best consoles that I have in this generation right now. And did you even have an inkling that it would be this? But I mean, when you have your aha moment, just sit down moment to reflect, because you say you reflect year to year. So I know you take inventory. So you take an inventory over these years. Did you have an inkling that it will reach this
20 years later?
No, not at all. I mean, and this is the funny thing is, like, so I've seen the documentary. I helped kind of like review it and provide feedback and stuff like that.
Nice.
And just to see some of these clips from the past, like, you know, one of the first campuses that we had at Xbox, where we were actually building the Xbox, we actually had a separate campus away from the like main Microsoft, because we wanted to create our own culture. We wanted to kind of, you know, really be very unique and very in tune with gamers as kind of our customer and stuff like that. And then to see some of these clips and to see, like, there's a scene of Jay Allard skateboarding down the hallway. And I'm seriously like, my office was in that hallway.
Oh, wow.
Or like, you know, one of the first teams that I joined in the company was actually the space where Halo 2 was originally developed. And like, we had a kind of a room for one-on-ones. It was the audio booth where all the voice acting was recorded for Halo 2. And like, you kind of felt it when you were in the room, and it was kind of like a special moment. But that now to be, you know, 10, 15 years later, and to look back on it, like, it just definitely makes you appreciate the journey that we've been on. It makes you think about all the people that have been a member of the team through all of those years, both the highs and the lows. But then also, you know, I also think about, like, I was in Times Square for the Xbox One launch, and to be at the Best Buy Theater and to celebrate with the fans and all that stuff. Like, there's just so many both personal as well as professional moments that just watching the documentary, like, it just, like, it's like a yearbook. It just it makes you think about all these great moments from your past.
I remember the Xbox One launch as well, because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Jason, you guys had Rise, Son of Rome Centurions.
We did.
That's why that game, I think, definitely does resonate with me for stupid, because y'all went all out on the bar. Like, one thing about Microsoft, when it comes to a console launch with marketing, like, all the trimmings, all the sauce was there, man. Yeah, I got it. Times Square was a movie.
Yeah.
I could just.
Do you remember the Dead Rising zombies?
Yes, the zombies walking the streets.
And like, tourists are sitting there and they're like, "Is this normal?" No,
no, not at all. Not at all. It's Times Square. It is.
They've done this all over. Like, remember the Sea of Thieves?
Yes, I remember that. What they would do.
You guys really know how to put together an aesthetic. And
oh, for sure. Get Attic. That's what they get involved.
I can just see that, like explaining that to like the people at Microsoft that, like, you know, to approve the budget and stuff. You need what? I mean, is that really necessary? I mean, I guess if you feel like it is, like, it's like a zombie walking around. What?
A zombie mob. It was a mob.
Like, and especially, like, you know, you know, not everyone games too. So like, imagine if you had to explain like this kind of event to a non-gamer, and like how crazy it would sound to someone that doesn't understand this realm.
Attic. Imagine the dude coming out his hotel and is a little tipsy. It just comes outside to see zombies and like, not today.
Not today.
He
I'll go back upstairs.
He don't know nothing about that Dead Rising 3. Go ahead, Saul. You about to say something?
Yeah, I'm gonna get on a soapbox for a minute and talk just my experience with Xbox, because I watching that presentation, right? Just like Jason, like, you see part, like, obviously it's his career. He sees, you know, I was in that hallway, I was there, and for me, just watching those bits and pieces, I remember my entire journey with Xbox, and for whatever reason, the beginning of my journey with the OG Xbox is very vivid to me in a way that maybe others like console launches or whatever aren't as much. And what I realized was that for me, Xbox was really the beginnings of my love affair with tech, right? Even before that, like when I was younger, I cared about like Mode 7 scaling. I cared about blast processing. I cared about how that stuff worked, but not in the same way because I'm a kid. My parents are giving me my stuff, although the Genesis was the first console that I bought for myself. And since then I bought them all myself, but it was still like something that I didn't have access to of my own accord. Xbox was the first console that I really had, that it was like, I purchased it with my own money. I'm living on my own. I'm an adult. I'm investing in this.
Yes.
And what I realized is that when you look back at the launch of Xbox pushed me so far into the tech realm because it's like, that's the console that made me buy a new TV.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
HD
That's
era.
the console. HD era. Right. That's the console that made you think about, oh, hey, we're moving away from S-video. We're using component video. There's a first console that talked about Dolby Digital 5.1.
Yes,
It made you go get a surround sound system.
Facts off. Facts.
All of that.
Facts.
Made you get
Ethernet.
Yes.
Because they hadn't the port prior to that, right? It made it, they prioritized things to push gaming forward. After salute.
Shout out to High Scan.
Salute.
Shout out to High Scan.
And Sony Vega. Thank you.
Salute.
And the 500-pound televisions.
Yes.
Yeah, big backs.
But
we
it was
strong then.
Yeah, we were.
No doubt.
But it was just such a special thing to see that, and like it's hard not to get emotional because again, it's just been so integral to my journey as a gamer. To see Xbox be where it is now after the turbulence of last generation, but to see it come back. And just to see the confidence you guys have in the platform now. Everything you guys do is with confidence. There's not a single thing that comes out that feels like, even when you make a mistake, right? Even when, whatever, something comes out and the community's not 100% behind it.
Fix.
Yeah, you guys, boom, jump right on it. And it's just like, and it's just to see that growth and to see, like you said, Robbie Bach on the stage, to see interviews with Seamus Blackley.
The whole team,
and it's just, there's no way in hell you guys should be where you are, but you are because, again, there was belief in it. I know Cog at the start of it was a little bit like, I don't know about this. These are the Microsoft guys. King and I were always in from the very beginning. We were in love with like,
feet first.
Yeah, and it was just one of those things like we felt it in our heart. I don't know if it was the Sega associations. I don't know what it was, but I'm like, there's something about this that is more exciting than I've ever experienced, ever.
And I think, solved to your point, because what relieved my skepticism, because I know you guys were first all the way in, and I knew it was a big thing, but what relieved my skepticism was starting to see the critical acclaim, and it's a perfect transition, of Halo Combat Evolved. And them saying that this is a killer app on the platform.
That's when we finally really understood what that word killer app.
Yes.
We heard it a lot.
We heard it from Mario, right?
Yeah,
we
Mario.
Heard it for, but it was the first time, like, to be honest, even if Halo's just good, Xbox isn't where it is today.
Yeah, sure. That's a good point. That's a good point.
It had to
be great.
It had to transcend.
Right.
Well, I mean, you look at it from like the standpoint of, other platformers and stuff trying to come in the industry. Like, they didn't have that Halo. They didn't have that game that just puts you above the rest. And and I feel like, especially, we're seeing a little bit with Halo Infinite right now. Like, people are so excited to play Halo Infinite. I've literally, my friends has been Halo Infinite since it came out on the 15th.
Perfect transition, because I got to respect Lord Jason's time here.
Yes, sir.
Let's get right to it. We're talking about Halo back then, but we got to talk about what y'all did this week. This is a magic moment, and you literally break the internet. Halo Infinite Multiplayer launches right after, the Xbox 20th anniversary promotion. Give me the energy in the building, because my thing, Lord Jason, is there has to be stress doing a stealth launch. Now, I know 343 has their stress, and I know you're not 343, but them working with the platform team, right, and working with Xbox Live, you're doing this multi-platform. It's not just Xbox, it's all these different iterations of Xbox consoles, and you're talking free to play, then you're talking Steam, right? Then you're talking about PC GamePass. Like, you've got all these things to launch on one time. And to be honest, I'm a veteran of live service launches. I always be like, the first day, It's gonna be rough. You know what I'm saying? Like, log in 2 days later when the servers settle. Like, I gotta give Azure and the
It
team.
actually came out really good.
It really good. You know, yeah, there was that blue screen for the first like 5-10 minutes, whatever.
And I
yeah.
felt like that was just like, I felt like that was like a store thing. Like, like there needed to be an update on the back end to give you permission to get in the game.
Right. But
so it wasn't even like a server issue.
Yeah. So for the most part, like, you guys really pulled this off without a hitch. So give me the energy in the building, stealth launch, Halo Infinite Multiplayer. What was going on behind the scenes?
And I want to add something on that. How does it feel to wake up knowing that some bomb info is being dropped and you just waiting for
to push the button, to flip the switch?
To come out there?
Talk to us, Jason.
Yeah, I mean, any major launch, there's always excitement, there's fear, there's tension. You know, like, to your point, like, doing any kind of launch, even especially a shadow launch, like, there's a tremendous amount of work and planning that goes into that. And even like when you talk about kind of server capacity and stuff like that, a lot of that stuff is being worked on months in advance of launch. But at the end of the day, you never know exactly how that's going to go until the title actually launches. You know, even if you think about even before Halo Infinite with Forza Horizon 5 and the that they were getting, you know, in the first week of launch. You know, we do all our planning, we do all our forecasting, we do all kinds of stress testing. We have teams that are absolutely monitoring kind of everything that's going on to make sure it's as successful as possible. But until the actual launch happens, you don't know with 100% confidence like how it's gonna go. You know, and you know, one of the really cool things is like when you have a successful launch, you've done all your preparation, you've done all this work, you do all this planning of if this goes sideways, if this goes sideways, and then like one of the amazing things is half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour into launch, all of a sudden you're like, hey, this is going well. Like now we can actually enjoy it. Now we really, you know, sit and like play with the community and the fans. So no, I mean, it takes months of preparation to be able to have any major game launch, but you know, obviously, you know, with something like this, we want to keep it quiet. We want to make sure like we get, you know, the biggest surprise that we can out of it. But huge kudos to the team at 343. Huge kudos to our operations team who are monitoring the servers and monitoring the health of Xbox Live. And it's just the team did an incredible job to launch that this week. And I'll say for me personally, like I've had some amazing experiences this week playing at night with, you know, people on the team or members of the community. So just huge kudos all around.
Salute.
Real quick, Jason, I mean, how far in advance did the team know they'd be able to do this?
Solve again.
I didn't, you know, since this hour is done.
Here
so
comes
I'm like,
Solve.
I mean,
I was in my room.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, that we're working on it. I didn't think that's a bad thing because it's out already, you know.
It's actually technically it's not.
Technically it's a beta. Technically it's a beta.
My question is this, right? Because I was diametrically opposed to this, right?
And I was as well.
Right?
Yeah, I heard rumblings about this stuff. I'm not an insider into that crap, but I heard rumblings about this stuff, and I was like, no. Right, because at this point in time, you know, Horizon is peaking. It's at 8.5, going to 9, and I really wanted to see its upward trajectory. I honestly thought it would be rocket boosters going all the way up. Right, I wanted it to hit 15. Be honest with you, right? And I noticed it has a tick on this, but it doesn't have a tick on Halo, and I believe that's because it's beta, right? So when they were saying that it was launch, I thought that it would cannibalize each other. But then I sat down and I thought about it because we had a debate on the show, and then I have to separate myself from my own emotion of it.
Right.
And I had to sit down and I have to look at it optically. Right. Optically, once they attach the word beta to it, again, you have that little caveat in it because you have business partners that are strategically put in place for marketing. Right, so you can play under the banner of that the game is not officially released because you still have your marketing partners that you have obligations to for the official release of said game, right? And I said, well, maybe it can cross-pollinate and bring those 9 million eyes that are actually active inside Game Pass or in the ecosystem of Microsoft and pull those eyes over to the Halo beta multiplayer. And then I saw it from there and I said, maybe I'll be wrong by the end of this week, or maybe I'll be right. And I do have to bend the knee because at this point in time, the genius in the room who said, hey, while this game is ascending, let's launch our next killer app and let's see, well, beta, let's see what it does in the wild. You guys are hitting on all cylinders. Like from 2013 to now, you know, it's a different swagger, like Sovereign was saying. It's a different level of confidence. Basically, it's still the same marketing team. So you look at things that they've learned, that they've applied, from leadership down, from the bottom up, and everything in between. You guys are hitting on all cylinders. In this calendar year alone, you guys have started the year strong and are ending in such a crescendo.
It's such a year. It is such
This is
a year.
crazy. You mentioned the medium, right? And I want to touch on this cloud aspect because the cloud is focused in the middle. The medium could not be played on the OGs. Xbox Series S, right?
No, I mean the One S, the One S,
the One S, right? Not Series S, One S. Sorry.
Yeah, little man can do that. Little man got no problem with that too.
But through cloud gaming, it can be, right? So you enable these people from this beginning of this year, really started hitting your stride last year, the launch. But this year, you guys are on such a roll to this end with this Halo multiplayer. How do you feel about that part? Is like vindication, be honest with. For me it is, because trust me, it was like 8 years of have to hear some stuff. But right now it's like the trajectory is crazy, and I'm talking about the projection for next year is nuts with you guys.
How you guys feeling, man?
How do you feel? Like it's more about feelings for you.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I mean, honestly, it feels really good to be part of the team and to see the culmination of years worth of work all coming together. But at the same time, too, like, we're still just getting started. When I think about the catalog and the portfolio of games that we have from Xbox Game Studios over the next couple of years, it's one of the most exciting portfolios that has existed in my 15 years here. When I think about kind of the aspirations that we have on the platform side and some ideas that we have and some things that we have in the works, it's exciting. So it's like, you definitely want to reflect, you definitely want to appreciate and enjoy the state that we're in now, but also respecting the fact that we still have a lot of hard work ahead of us, and that's the thing, it's not resting on our laurels. We always think about, like, one of the things that I spend a lot of my time on is thinking about, what do games look like in 5 years or 7 years or 10 years? Where's the hardware roadmaps going? Where's the future of silicon architectures? What are the things that we need to be putting in place today? Because like we've said before, things like Game Pass and xCloud, we started those 4, 5, 6 years ago. Well, there's things that we're starting now that will pay dividends 5, 6, 10 years from now. So it's like, you want to enjoy the moment, you want to celebrate, you want to enjoy the momentum that we have, but we also have a lot of work to do. And for me, that's kind of part of why I go through the reflection process, is to appreciate it, but also to really recognize, here's the areas we need to continue to grow. Here's the areas we need to continue to improve. And some of that stuff you won't see for many, many years, but you've got to have that long-term vision. And, for as much credit as you guys give us, it's like, you guys are the ones in the entire community that enable us to do what we love. So when you talk about that momentum, and stuff like that, like, you guys have been with us through the highs and the lows, and you've seen, when it's been really great and when we've struggled, you continue to give us the feedback. And that's what really drives us as we go forward, as we look to kind of building this best place to play for everybody.
It's impressive, man. And I'm so glad you said that. And just the forward-thinking nature, and I think Saul. Go ahead, I'll let you go.
I was just gonna say real quick, like,
yes,
the feedback, the constructive feedback. Part of the reason we feel so comfortable doing it is because you guys take constructive feedback so well.
Yeah,
like,
transparency.
what transparency, 100%, especially the marketing, from the marketing team to the hardware team to all the developers. Like, it feels like that's definitely a huge center core. When we vocalize something, obviously, sometimes we be bugging, you know.
Are we a little extra sometimes?
Sometimes, especially myself, I have unrealistic expectations.
I respect that.
What I like about it is like, you know, so sometimes when something happens, you know, someone from the behind the scenes will hit me up and be like, this is how this works, and this is why it can't do this. Like, and I appreciate that, because, you know, I always say this. You can ask Cognito, King, Solve. Every time someone tries to armchair develop myself, I'm like, I don't know nothing about that. It might seem simple to me.
I just want what I want.
I have zero knowledge in programming. Like 80% of what Jason's been saying this whole thing, like, I don't know nothing.
Your head is literally in the clouds.
And all I'm saying is, like, because you guys are so easy to give constructive criticism to, and we know that, you know, there is a good relationship and good feedback, we feel comfortable doing that, and I have to appreciate the entire Microsoft in general.
Salute to the team. We want to give you your roses on the way out. Like you said, you know, the forward thinking, the innovation, I think Solve alluded to it. It seems through the generation of consoles, you know, you've always kind of been ahead of the game and pushing technology forward in the implementation into the console space, and now beyond, like what King is saying, with cloud and all these things moving forward. And it's just been really cool to see. I do want to ask you, because you mentioned Xbox Game Studios, very excited to hear you talk about that, talk about development, working, you know, with all the teams and stuff like that. You know, one of your greatest moments on Iron Lords podcast was highlighting, you know, game that you were kind of excited for. You know, at the time we were all excited about the hardware, and we were like, what are you excited for, Jason? And then your prediction comes out to be exactly true. The stunning masterpiece that is Playgrounds, you know, Forza Horizon 5, that many feel should be a Game of the Year nominee, you know. So I got to pull an addict. I got to say, you know, looking into 2022.
This is going to be ILP tradition.
Yeah, like looking into 22. Is there another game that's been announced or not announced?
I want to point out, Addict's not asking this.
Addict's asking. What, is there another title that's been announced or not announced coming into 2022 that you may have had seen and are most excited for the Xbox
He's like,
platform?
I'm going to ignore this question. I answered it last time.
Let's go.
No, I mean, honestly, like I said, I think the portfolio is incredibly strong. And I think the thing that's really compelling is the creative diversity across our studios.
Yes.
I think there's something in development for everybody. You know, whether you're into shooters, whether you're into RPGs, platformers, you know, big AAA games, smaller games. Like, I just like the creative diversity that we have in our worldwide studios, especially with the introduction of all the studios that we acquired, the partnership with Bethesda. It's just, there's just an incredible wealth of some of the best talent in the industry. And it's just exciting to partner with them and just really enable them to bring their games to life. So for me, like, there's plenty of games that I'm excited about.
Anyone?
Oh my god!
Maybe it's announced or not announced.
you go like this. You like
you're not getting it down, man. I'll try to get another one.
What I will say though is, no matter what kind of games you play, there's a game coming for you. Whether it's from our studios or from the industry. And I think that's what's exciting for me as somebody that's just been in the industry this long, is just the quality and the diversity of the games that we're all getting to play right now.
No doubt.
You're like, oh, Starfield, got it.
I know. We gonna put it on Jason.
I know, right?
Jason said, "Nah, he did. Now salute to him, man. That was tremendous, brother. I mean, again, beautiful. The lineage, the history, 20 years of Xbox, you know, just seeing you guys grow. And then, you know, to your baby and your current team, this new generation of consoles, the dual launch. And, you know, we didn't get it bloviate a little bit more about Little Man, but, you know, just to see how well it's doing and to see in different markets, the S is actually outperforming the X in certain markets, which is super impressive and just a feat of engineering, man.
I think that was the vision, though, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think a lot has to do with the size of it. A lot of different markets, they want smaller products.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the barrier of entry is very low. So if you have any trepidation, you can always upgrade from that point in. But getting in and seeing it, and then you're seeing the SSD and you're seeing stuff move. And we got to keep in mind, a lot of people don't have televisions that can take advantage of certain things.
That's
You
right.
know, people are still working off of certain.
Yeah, sometimes 4K is not even a priority for some people.
Right.
And
Little
man come in there 1080p,
works
60
that whole
frames, that
area.
NVMe and all that good stuff. Salute. Final question, Lord Jason. Last time you were here, we always did the top 5. You did your top 5. I just want to make sure anything changed at that time. Now, your top 5 video games of all times were Final Fantasy series, including Tactics. You had Assassin's Creed as a series. You had the Street Fighter franchise. You had the Zelda franchise. And, of course, the series that you're most synonymous for here in the realm, the Forza series. So has anything changed? Anything moved up the list? Anything needs to be added, removed, or are we still maintaining that 5?
I'll still maintain that 5, but what I will say is there's a lot of people really fighting against that.
Ooh.
Like, they're all fighting to get into that top
Who's coming
5.
up? Who's going to come up?
I mean, to be honest, like, I still say Hades is an amazing experience. I say this as somebody who I historically don't play roguelikes, but just the art style, the gameplay, the progression, like, that's an incredible game. You know, even something like I never played the original Psychonauts, and to jump to Psychonauts 2 and just really enjoy that experience, like, that's awesome. So, like, that's the thing is, you know, I think it was, I forget who it was on the podcast who said it. It's an amazing time to be a gamer now. You know, no matter what kind of games you play, no matter whether, you know, you prefer Japanese games or Western style games, like, it's just like, it's an embarrassment of riches right now as a gamer, and that's an awesome place to be in.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We're eating at a fine buffet. Thank you.
No hamburgers.
No burgers. Salute to the legendary director of program management team Xbox and legendary developer for the Xbox Series X and S family of consoles, the wizard of tech, modern day father of Xbox, the legendary Lord Jason Ronald. Thank you so much, brother, for taking your time, hanging out in the realms. Always a pleasure to do these.
Remember, Jason said he's not a wizard.
yeah. In our eyes, though. In our eyes, he
got
is.
people coming up to him in the street. Please, kind sir. Please bestow upon me.
Brother.
I may look like one, but I'm not.
Probably.
Lord.
We keep calling him wizard. People will expect him to, like, repair their eyeballs and stuff. like fix the sky, sir.
No, wise old gamer wants to know what kind of cookies should he leave out on Christmas.
I'm done. But look, brother, thank you for taking the time. Amazing. Where can people find you? What else you got going on the way out?
Just honestly, I just want to say thank you to you guys, everybody in the community. We just really appreciate the support, and just keep the feedback coming.
Absolutely.
You know, like, that is the thing that is most important to us. We listen to it. It matters to us. And we just want to make a great platform for you guys. So just really appreciate everything that you guys do, and I hope everybody's staying safe and enjoys their holidays.
Absolutely, brother. Happy holiday. Enjoy your holiday. Addict, you want to get your outros to Lord Jason? Addict's muted. Addict's still muted. He's talking to me. He's talking to someone. Soft. Okay. You want to get your outros?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that.
No, you good.
I appreciate you coming on. It was, you know, it's always nice to have Jason Ronald in the house, especially, you know, because what I like is, like, when you hear, man, you feel like, you know, just someone that's passionate about the industry, loves talking about the games. And, you know, I've always said on here, you know, I value passion over everything. So, you know, I definitely appreciate you for coming on, you know, and hopefully, you know, if any luck, you know, that E3 will open its doors next year, and we could do something in person next year.
Absolutely. Lord Sov, outros to the legendary Lord Jason.
Yeah, always big thanks to Jason for coming through, because, I mean, again, you say that, you know, it is due to us in the community that Xbox is where it is, but you guys reciprocate that 100%. Like, you've been supporting us from the very beginning. First time you came on here, ever since then, like, we know that you watch our shows, you listen, you know, you'll jokingly DM or whatever and say, hey man, you said some funny stuff there, whatever. And it's stuff that I didn't expect, and I'm like, wow, okay, he really cares and pays attention to what we have to say. It's a passionate thing, and that's really special for us, because we come on here, you know, and when we talk about the stuff that we love, and sometimes, you know, it's great to have people come on the show in the industry, but to know that they really do listen after, you know, the time they come on is a special thing, and you've always been that person. So thank you.
It's nice to have someone ground us every now and
then.
Like,
no, exactly.
Exactly. It's nice to have someone. It's like, yo, I love the show, but
Because let's be real, because sometimes a lot of armchair development. So why not go to the actual source? Why not go to the devs? Why not go to the creators who could give us insight? Sometimes when we get frustrated, because the Lord's going to be critical, we're going to say what we got to say. But it's always nice to get clarity, as Saul would say.
And I think what that's also created for us and for the people that listen to us is the fact that more and more people that are in the gaming space, fans or whatever, they really do have an understanding of like, hey, the people that are making these consoles, the people that are making these games, they're real people.
They're real people.
Like you have to take into account how hard it is for them to do what they do and give us these wonderful experiences. So I think that's just where I've always felt there's been a certain apathy that people have. Like, I just want what I want. I don't care how they get it done. I think
like addict.
I
think these interactions have really changed that.
No, we gotta get Jason going. But King,
real quick.
Yes.
What's funny is like, just real quick, like the whole Kenneth thing with the bushes that you wouldn't have. There was like 5 developers that messaged me about that. I was like, okay, maybe I was bugging.
Little much. Lord King, let's give Jason his flowers on his way out.
I just want to say thank you, Jason. Again, I do appreciate you as a person at Microsoft, but I also appreciate you as a friend. So I do appreciate you showing up and giving us all this time, and being as engaging and as thoughtful with everything that you're saying, and just giving a lot of people a little bit more insight. Me personally, today was just really about the reflection of how you felt during this whole period of time and the emotion. I'm more of a visual, connecting, emotional type of person. So I wanted to know the emotions that you were going through when, you're releasing your babies into the wild and seeing the success that they are having, even during this chip shortage and stuff like that, and the pandemic and everything. But you guys are succeeding in spaces where there was doubt, and I do appreciate all the hard work and passion. Like Addict said, thank you so much for taking the time out today. We appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, brother. You enjoy your day. An absolute pleasure. The legendary Jason Ronald. Salute,
Put those
brother.
little men in the chat.
No doubt. Have a good one, brother. And thank you again.
Thank you.
No doubt. No doubt. Saul, we got a lot of super chats.
We do. We have a bunch. Hold on a second. Let me roll back a little bit. I don't know if we have the poll ready to go.
No, there's no poll this week. There's no poll.
There's no poll this week.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, but I mean, it's up to you. We can take
Let
time.
me roll back already. Just vamp for a
No
second.
doubt. We vamp. Yeah, thank everybody. I see the little men's in the chat. Everybody pulled up. Try to get us.
Listen. I say this. If we can get 10 little man shirts purchased today, I will play a community game with, of your choice. We'll figure it out for all the Patreons and subscribers. We'll figure it out, and I'll play with at least 10, 15 people in the game.
And I feel like you guys better pick something good. You're making me play all these other games.
Yo, Addict, did you play Shinobi?
Game.
No, but he's gonna do it next week. No, this week was crazy for him.
I'm doing it
Okay,
tomorrow.
because I missed it. I was like, damn.
No, next week. Next week.
Where's Shinobi at?
Yeah, next week.
I'm gonna play it tomorrow. I just had so much that went on
He
Friday.
said, "Stop worrying about King. Worry about that Shinobi."
We get it. Yo, they throwing mad little mans in there. That's what's up.
All right, I'm ready to rock. Let's
No
go.
doubt. Let's
So,
do
like,
it.
if you go to the merch store, you purchase 10 little mans before the show is over. I will play games with those 10 people, I guess, or whatever.
No doubt.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Salute.
Let's start off with Lord Roughness. £5 super chat. Shout out to my 4 Iron Lord friends.
Salute.
And big shout out to Jason Ronald doing great things at Xbox. Cogs Driver Tar upsetting folks in Forza Horizon.
Yo, this is no lie, man. I'm about to tackle that dude later. Also, the 10K shirts, that's limited.
Yeah.
It's getting out of the stores January 15th. All right?
Go.
So 10K
Go get that.
Go get that.
Did my All Natty shirts?
Yeah, they
ship
live.
out?
They live.
Yeah.
They live. They bought bad shirts.
No, I said they ship.
Yeah, of course they did.
Oh,
okay.
okay. Yeah, I gotta
Well,
find out, man, because I saw people posting my All Natty. I'm like,
He's like, I ain't get my.
yo.
Savage.
You know, Teespring does what
Teespring does. Continue.
We got Z Black Rider, $5 super chat. Somebody sent me a Series X. A lot of people thinking that way now. Oh, then we got Burke Andy, $5 super chat. Just want to say y'all make my day.
Oh,
hey,
salute.
King Boo Boo. Somebody else
Salute.
calling you Boo
Hey,
Boo.
Forte. Is that Burke Andy?
Yeah, Burke Andy.
Yeah. See, y'all stealing Forte joint, man. Come on, man.
We got the Lord of Technology, Mods himself, Mods Gaming. Tech Talk with Jason. I'm loving it.
Oh,
no
yeah.
cap.
Thank much. Shout out to Miles. I was on his podcast recently. Salute to the brother.
Then we got Doomy, member for 12 months. Oh, yeah. 1 year anniversary. And Jason Ronald. Thank you. And Team Xbox for the best next-gen feature. Hashtag quick resume.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
PPK Blam, man. Hit me up, man. I get on that show on Saturdays, but camera's on, buddy.
Yeah. Ooh. The gauntlet has been thrown. Salute.
Yeah, there we go. We got Freddie Fox, $5 super
Oh,
chat.
OG? Out in
Coming
these
out of
streets?
retirement, Freddie Fox. Let's go, baby.
Yo, shout out to Freddie. Yo, he was a terror back in the day.
Yeah, back in the days, he had people running shit.
Shout out to Freddie Fox.
on.
Yeah, son. VX stand up.
Good morning, Lords and Mr. Ronald. Jason, can we get a resolution boost on Back and Pat game? Conan, awesome game that needs a remaster.
No doubt.
You know, I'm sure they've looked at the vast majority of all these libraries to see what they can do. So
No doubt.
we got Splendiferous, $2 super chat. Jason, you are truly loved by every Xbox owner. That's probably true.
Probably true. Probably
Yeah,
true.
trust me, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have I'm an Ancient Gamer with the $20 super chat. If he can answer, what's the first Xbox Series XS announced game that will use VRS? Love the show, guys. So we weren't able to ask that specifically, but he says within the next year or two, we're going to start seeing these games kind of come out. Whether they actually, highlight that they're using that is another.
There's another story.
Yeah.
All right. Then we got
Digital
Hargi.
Foundry will tell you.
Yeah, there you go. They're the ones
Yeah,
going to tell you. Then we got Hargi Chani, $5 super chat. Assuming this is read before Jason leaves. Sorry. Will we ever see Dolby Vision for Blu-ray on Xbox? I expect that to be the case.
Yeah.
They have it.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. It's not available?
Yeah. Is it your TV?
Yo.
No, that's weird that it. I think it was already available. It was for games that it wasn't.
That's what I thought. I said, yeah, kick is out of control.
I mean, maybe
Yo,
I'm wrong.
you gotta check to see if the bottom somebody swapped your Sony or your Samsung for TCL.
Yo, continue.
Then we have Black Conflict X.
That man is in the struggle right now. He's fighting for us. Salute.
Can Xbox buy Crystal D so we can get a new/remake of Legacy of Kain? There was I think there was an article rumoring that there was one in the works and it got canceled. So who knows? But damn, that sucks.
And I saw some stuff from it.
Yeah. Then we have Rebelos or Rebellos 00 with the $5 super chat. This is for Jason. Will FreeSync Premium or Premium Pro works just like VRR for the Series X? For example, in Flight Sim, you can have more FPS with VRR. As he said, that stuff is still kind of being worked on. We'll start seeing more and more of that.
It seemed like for the most part, this is semi-new technology, and even the people that make the game still don't fully know. They still haven't really found out how they want to use it.
Yeah. Then we got Fact Sakes for a $10 super chat. Loving my Series X. Jason, can we please get external USB DAC support for the Series consoles? I want to get the best possible sound out of my headphones. I think that works. I don't know if it's like officially sort of supported, but I think it works to use an external DAC. Then we have Max the Lazy Otaku, $5 super chat. Ask Jason if they ever considered bringing back avatar rewards for doing in-game actions or a way to integrate Xbox Avatar into Windows PC. I'm sure that's all probably stuff that thinking
I
about.
think the avatars are being phased out, brothers.
No, I think they're gonna stay though.
If the
one versus 100 come back, they stay.
Probably not.
Well,
the avatars that they use in that commercial that they have for like Meta.
Yeah.
It could be that.
Yeah, NFTs.
Yeah.
You're talking about NFTs.
No, the avatars themselves, not the NFTs, but the avatars themselves. Well, yeah, I mean, yes. Can that be turned into something that you can monetize? Yes.
Exactly.
Phil Dominance don't like them NFTs. Continue.
Someone said that you missed.
What it is.
Someone said that you missed.
What's up?
Someone said that you missed their super chat. I'll go back and find it if it was missed. So just keep reading and I'll look for it.
Okay.
Cool. Stitch with the $5 super chat. Can you please ask him if the team is working on any anti-cheat software to prevent cheating in Halo, as we have seen PC players already cheating?
That's 343 questions.
That is
that's not his question.
Yeah, I'm sure they're working on it. They
Disable
knew
cross-gen.
You can though. You can pick
no,
the queue.
I tried yesterday. It wouldn't let me.
It wouldn't let you do it on the console.
I do
it,
rank.
When I clicked crossplay and I brought the Dropbox down, there wasn't a turn off available feature.
Yeah, for me, I got the.
Get beat up.
Yo, you stupid. They got for me. It had the option to choose it, and I was able to play against controller only people, but maybe something I don't know update.
Right, cut them
that was
out
like
so
2 or 3 days ago.
out.
2 days.
Yo, dudes loose out here, boy.
Continue,
No
so.
scope sniping.
We got the homie slow-mo back slap. Remember, for 18 months. Shout out, my brother.
Salute, bro.
Halo Infinite is certified crack with just a dash of fentanyl.
Wow. Wow.
The best. He got that pure crack. That's all it is.
I'm kind of glad he was gone by the time we read.
Yeah, that one.
I could just see people put like.
Oh
put
no!
it, like,
yeah, trust me, this is one that I would skip over and read afterwards. I'm on it. I'm on it.
Heard it later.
The best FPS to come out this year, it goes Halo Infinite. It's greater than Splitgate. It's greater than Battlefield 2042. It's greater than COD. COD, the bottom of the barrel for slow-mo this year. Wow, okay. Then we got Smith Ramtik, $5 super chat. Any game in development taking advantage of full feature set of Xbox Series, especially looking at machine learning and velocity architecture. No news so far. As we said, everything is fluid. It's happening.
Yes.
Then we have Chris McComb, £2 super chat. Mouse freezing Infinite on PC. Anyone get this issue?
Get off that PC.
Yeah.
Again, 343 stuff.
My controller's lit.
I see.
Then we have Kid Smooth, $5 super chat.
Smooth.
Is FPS boost done?
Nope. He confirmed.
No, he confirmed. He confirmed that any opportunities they still see there will probably, hopefully, be taken. Sleepy Goblin, 2D, $5 super chat. Can I get a T-shirt that says Jason Ronald is our party's wizard?
Wow.
Yo, no.
you're a wizard, Jerry.
Then we have Richard Daluz with the $5 super chat. When will we begin to see Xbox Velocity architecture implemented into games? Yeah, everybody's excited about this.
He talked about all that stuff. They're looking into it. Developers going to start utilizing a lot of this stuff moving forward, 2022 and beyond. So.
Velocity is the one that the compression technique, right?
So much.
Yeah,
to it.
I mean it has a lot more to it. It's like, but that's kind of the umbrella term for it. Yeah.
Okay, so let's be honest, because I know there's this huge debate, right? And you're like, oh my God, because I'm seeing it cracking, compress stuff down. Let me just say this, right? You can compress down smaller forms of textures instead of full 4K textures. All right, so it's apples and oranges, but if you have both, just play where you're comfortable at. Stop looking for them to compress your stuff down if it's full size stuff. Just buy the storage.
You got it.
Pay that $300.
Pay the money. King David.
Please compress it a little bit small. So stop being cheap and just go buy the storage.
King David 2021, y'all. Buy the storage.
Or go stream it.
Cloud stream, y'all.
King David just ruined any chance he ever has of being a marketing for Xbox.
Yeah, buy the storage, y'all.
I'm pretty sure
that a lot of storage.
Just put King's all natty on.
Yeah, buy the storage.
Yo, they had the counter with all these games and stuff. I just smack it out the way, put the storage on the counter. Buy the storage.
All that shit.
Anyway, buy the storage.
Continue.
If we ever get like vouchers made for any kind of merchandise on LP, it's got to be the all natty.
Oh yeah, it's got to be. Of course, it got to be all natty. It's got to be all natty.
I could just see someone like clearing off of like a table and be like the all natty coupon.
Yo, savage. I can't.
Black Friday is all natty.
Ridiculous. Yeah, so.
We have THX 1138, $5 super chat. Jason, any news on Rise Son of Rome getting a?
Oh, I asked. I shot by shot. I tried for y'all. I tried.
It already exists on PC at 4K 60.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, the licensing thing.
No, actually, no. It could be all the other things too. He mentioned. Remember you talking about
he
bugs.
mentioned it could be multiple.
Yeah, multiple things it could be.
Technical issues.
Yeah.
Mexican Zoidberg, member for 11 months. Shout out to you, sir. And then Socrates asked, is it 50 Cent or 50 Cent?
50. We call him 50 in the hood.
Play the game.
Yes, sir.
50 Cent.
Then we have
It's so lit.
yo, it is. I'm gonna need to borrow y'all copies.
Yeah,
Again.
Get that eBay for that 182.
It's not gonna leave my house, especially since people are selling it now.
Oh, it's the hottest, yeah.
Yo,
You got
my
that
God.
blood to sell for 200 on eBay? You lit,
baby.
you lit. I think Xbox got a hustle
So is
if
that
they.
not you can't buy that digitally?
Nope. You have to have the disc.
It was there for a long time, and now it's not.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's-
cared, but now it's you.
Tony Yayo.
Oh my God, yo,
Yes,
when I
sir.
saw
Leave
Lloyd
it-
Banks,
Leave
I
it,
was like,
leave it to
Yeah.
Xbox to raise something like 1,000% on the used market. just
Yeah,
by putting
bro.
it into it's backwards compatible.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
has gone up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, bro, you could
what it was before
literally
that
2
happened.
days.
It was like $20.
$20.
Like,
Yo,
So I caught somebody lacking. I was like, "Oh, you don't
That's-
know." When he had to buy it now, I was like, "Oh, I got him."
yo, Addict, right now, let me tell you, that list, that back of Pat list, I know they saw their numbers shoot.
That's what I'm saying. Part of me, King, is like, "Yo, you may need to not kill this program yet, because you can literally get some sales
No,
50
but, you
eating
know,
right
I
now."
think they still looking. I
Yeah.
think they want to refine it, and I think it'll come back in a larger form later, like as a stealth drop later
I
on.
think
Yeah, it could be.
the way it sounded to me is it was like, look, like right now we've had our peak, but the moment because he said multiple times they're always finding new ways
Yeah.
of doing things. It's
Yeah.
like the moment we can, take, because the passion that Lord Jason speaks is like, look, like when they're able to do it, it's not a matter if they can. If when they're
It's when they're
able
gonna do
to,
it.
it's going to get done.
Yeah,
Like,
agreed. What else you got?
we got Wagner Barbosa with the 20 Brazilian reals. $20.
We in the favela. Let's go.
I have a question about formerly Xbox One enhancements that came for Xbox 360 games, making them run in 4K resolution. Any plans to add Series S support and to add that resolution enhancement to more Xbox 360 titles? Thank you.
Not sure.
Probably not, but
Yeah.
who knows? Who knows? Then we got the Everborn Saga with the $2 super chat. Shout out to Jay Ronald for Sonic Generations FPS boost. Yeah, he was out.
Yeah.
He was happy.
He's
Everborn was
happy.
happy.
Yeah, he saw them clips.
Yeah, he was running all over the place. But I love and extrapolate this as you will. But I love where Jason said that he loved the Sonic.
Oh, here we go.
Listen,
Being
man,
flag
ACG,
Sega.
ACG.
Notice his extraness completely doubled when Jason left.
No, it will be because I'm gonna give him that respect. ACG. I saw that tweet.
So the statement from Sega doesn't matter, right?
No. You know why it doesn't matter?
A reiteration.
Here
of what
we
was
go.
already said. Was
Okay.
King.
How many times I told you?
You can't hit him with that song. You can't hit him with that. Time. We got super chat.
No, we ain't gonna let you get your balls off in your time.
No, hold up. Before you guys keep attacking each other, for the first time ever, I honestly thought, I looked at that time, Jason about to leave, like, yo, we about to get in like 2.5 hours.
Oh, it's there though.
Now
It's over. It's over. The thoughts of an early show ended. It's over.
Let me say this.
There's
There's been plenty of times I said I wasn't dating that chick. We denied each other in public, but behind closed doors, we was booed up until we decided to come out and say, "Yeah, we official." So,
Hold on. But
don't hold that.
Does your boo have shareholders?
Yeah.
So my question is,
They call kids.
you just make it a habit of lying to your shareholders.
Listen, what you do in public and what you do in private.
We already saw what Bobby Kotick did.
Oh,
that
Lord.
didn't work out well for him.
Time. Time.
Let me tell you how business works.
Moving
Let
on.
me tell you how business works. So when it does
Business
happen,
works that whatever on the contract is what's in the contract. That's how it works.
Listen, remember, your knees is still on deck. So when that Persona comes over, I just want
Persona was on the
your knees
table.
on my shoulder.
Yo, when
Like, it's gonna
Persona
look
comes
like-
over, yeah,
Listen.
in 20 years when Xbox gets Persona,
Listen, I don't care. But it's
I'll
gonna
be
look
old
like
and
I'm
decrepit,
Listen,
but
it's
I'll
gonna
give you them knees.
with
though.
no
I'll give you
knees.
them knees.
It's gonna look like I'm
Messy.
holding you on my shoulders that we at a game. It's just gonna be your knees.
We both gonna be 100 years old when it happens, though.
You gonna be in real chairs. All right, time. Moving
I'm gonna have
on.
this wheelchair
Time.
knee.
We gotta get these super chats. Time.
Let's go.
You know, it's funny because people would DM and be like, "When are you gonna bring it up?"
Yeah. Oh yeah. They were like they were wanting it, boy. They wanted to smoke.
Yo, all right, we read that.
Yes.
Everboy. We
Everyone.
got DB Cooper coming out of hiding apparently.
DB
$5 after he jumped out that plane.
The
Here he is
legend
listening
DB
to-
Cooper.
$5 super chat. Cogs AI never gives me a problem, but that damn Xbox P3 though, I swear it's a conspiracy.
Shout out to Phil. Phil be
Phil out
outside.
here running people over.
Yeah, Phil's outside. Mm-hmm.
Then we have Ham Solo Gaming, $2 super chat.
Mm.
This generation is lit. Much love to all. I love ILP. Thank you.
So
sir.
thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Salute.
Ham,
Crest
my
out.
man, Ham.
Then we have Boonty.
Ah, Boonty.
$2 super chat. Good day, Lords. Have to go. Listening later.
No doubt.
Blessings,
Salute.
sir.
Blessings.
Then we have Kendrick Star, $5 super chat. What about Connect? Will these
Oh,
games
he
be
fighting.
lost
Oh,
forever?
he fighting.
Dan
He
Central
fighting
3
hard.
is in my top 10 games of all time.
Salute.
Yeah,
It
bro.
still works if you got it.
The old, you
Yeah.
gotta have the old console. Yeah.
Then we
I'm
got
still doing P90X.
Yo,
Disable that.
they disabled it. I wish they hadn't though.
No,
Like
they
if
don't.
it was
Not
an
if you got
actual
the-
game.
If you got the original, you still got your joint. You can
But
still
this-
play your joint.
there's
You
no
can't play.
other
No,
shit.
finish is dead. I tried.
I got my disc.
There ain't no
There's no
disc. It was digital.
disc.
It was digital.
No, I got
Only.
I got the P90 disc.
Oh, the P.
Oh,
Oh,
that.
you talking about for real? For real.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got
okay.
it for real. For
Yeah.
real.
Did you get those from me, sir?
Oh, yeah.
I
I
remember.
remember that. I remember that. Salute. What else we got?
Moving on.
Moving on.
We have ACG $50 super chat. Shout out to the whole.
Oh,
ACG.
salute.
Yes.
Lords, Kings, Gamers Unite.
Oh, salute, brother. Thank you.
We're gonna
Hey.
unite that Sega together too. Let's go because you did another one of those. I see you.
Shout
and you like to
out.
rub it in.
Hey, ACG had to reiterate with
Yo.
another $50 super chat. Lords, Kings, Gamers Unite.
Yo, listen, that's the knife for both of my knees that he coming for. He did it 2 times because he want both knees.
You want
I
both
want- I
knees
hate
per
it.
knee. Salute.
Carrick is funny. Carrick's funny.
Mhm.
We got Iron Mike, $5 super chat. It's
Oh,
football season
excellent.
once again.
Oh.
Here I am once again, sadly looking out of the window and wondering if Xbox Snap will ever return. Yeah.
Oh, the Xbox
Oh,
Snap.
yo,
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Xbox Snap such and such.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Shout out to the resources was being lost
There
though.
you go. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's why Snap is a wrap.
Yeah.
Snap is a wrap.
Unsnap that.
Yes. Continue.
Then we got AJ Harris, $5 super chat. Playing Sonic Generation on FPSBoost Auto HDR is amazing. Thank you, Jason and Xbox. Keep it up. Gaming is fun for all, no doubt.
No doubt.
That's right, especially if you got Game Pass.
Mhm.
Then we have the Everborn Saga, $5 super chat. Can we ask J. Ronald if we will ever be able to play purchase games that aren't in Game
King
Pass
asked.
via xCloud, right?
Yo, I gotta give a shout out to Everboard because he super chatted, and because his super chat wasn't read fast enough, he texted me, yo. So I know that y'all was like, this is a weird random question from King. Shout out to Everboard.
Shout out that boy.
Shout out to Everborn. Then we got the Wise Old Gamer member for 16 months.
Wow.
We all
My
want to
God.
know, how did you get such an epic beard? Is it due to mesh shading, direct machine learning, or velocity architecture?
Savage.
Also, what cookies should I keep out for you on December 25th?
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Salute to the Wise Old Game.
Santa Claus.
He out of
Then we
control.
have Smeet Ramtik, $5 super chat. Another question for Lord Jason. Can AMD FSR and DirectML be used in cascade manner? As in, will they work hand in hand? No, not the other way around.
Yo, you
That's it.
literally just went way over the spectrum of my thoughts. So can we use it in the cascading manner? Because right now what I'm working on is, brother, I think you really need to DM that man.
Yeah, for sure. Then we got Kai L, new member. Let's put the crest in the chat.
Put the crest
Kai
up.
L.
Blessings.
Then we got Kendrick Star, $5 super chat. Will we ever get Connect games in back compat? Will I ever play Dance Central 3 on my Series X? People about this Dance
They're
Central
about that
3.
Dance Central, sir.
You know who I would tell you to go ask the Don that.
Yeah.
He got a console for them.
He is in the bushes just like him.
Never
to return.
Yeah, for sure. Then we got Clutchman01, $10 super chat. Shout out to Xbox for their latest Series S commercial. A few weeks ago, I said they should get Cabby to advertise the ease of Xbox, and they actually did it. Kudos.
Salute.
I'm old because I don't know who the hell that is.
What you need to do is ask them to market, have me market it. Stop asking for Cabby. I don't even know who Cabby is, but you know me. Stop playing.
No doubt.
Then we got Styles617, $5 super chat. I've been a PlayStation owner since the PS1. I just got my first Xbox Series S, and I love it. I'm happy with both.
Got
no
that
doubt.
little
Oh man,
Got that little man.
Thank you. You have evolved. You have reached the next level. Of
Got
gaming.
that little man outside.
Blessings. You realize the dust that will cover your PlayStation
I'm done.
will be immense.
Then we have Gameonomics with the 40 rupee super chat. When will xCloud come to India? We need it. Yeah, I'm sure they're working on all that.
They're working on that.
He said that he's worrying about territories. They're worrying about territories now.
Continents, exactly.
Yeah.
Mr. Kima, $5 super chat. Awesome show. Enjoying the tech talk from Jason Ronald.
Salute.
Thank
Much
you,
love.
sir.
Yeah, he dropped dollars.
And we got Drunken Ninja member for 16 months.
Mm.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good day, Lords and Lord Jason Ronald. Shout out to Xbox Nation and shout out to Keiki, who is holding it down in these Xbox streets.
All right, salute to Keiki.
Yeah, I don't
know
know
who
who
Keiki is, but
Shout out
salute.
to-
Salute, he hold it down.
Sound like she thick.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Then we have Splitting Difference.
Ow.
$2 super chat. 20 years ago, I got my first Xbox, and we are still here. Yes, we are.
Yes, sir.
Stronger
Yes,
than
sir.
ever.
20 years in the game.
I gotta scroll a little bit here. Addict, did you find the one that they said was missing?
I think he went offline for a second.
Okay, hold on.
He'll
Let
get
me
it when he
scroll
comes
here.
back.
We got Mass Erect, member for 8 months. Shout out to you, sir. I just want to say thank you, Lords, for the great content and guests you have every week. Keep up the
Awesome.
Lord's work, no doubt.
Thank
sir.
you. Much love.
And we have Black Spartan Gaming,
Woo!
£2 super chat. Happy belated birthday, Cog. Stay strong, no doubt.
No, much love. Thank you. Much love.
Then we have Lord Metroid, $2 super chat. King, if Metroid Dread wins Game of the Year, I want them knees.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna say this with all due respect.
Addict mute.
Addict
Mute yourself. I'll mute
it.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I'm gonna say this with all due respect. Nintendo don't even believe that.
I love Metroid, and it's great. Game of the Year.
Tell your friends to buy the game.
It's ridiculous. Anyway, moving
No
on.
one's buying.
They buying. You just being ridiculous.
No, they not.
Yes, they
not.
are. You're
There's
being
just two more
ridiculous.
people.
No,
There's
you're being
just two more
ridiculous.
people brought it from last year.
Oh yeah, they're
Come on,
buying. I
man.
mean, it's the Switch effect. It's the
Yeah,
it's the
thank
Switch
you.
effect.
I appreciate that.
Flame, member for 14 months. Good afternoon, everyone. This whole past week with everyone going after Jeff has been disturbing. Oh well, that's just Twitter for you later, guys. I mean, some people obviously always take it above the line, but I think there's some real. We'll talk about it, but there's some
I know how to
questions to be
fix it.
asked.
You know how you know how you fix it, right? You have the Game Awards
In January.
in January, right? When every game for that said year came out, instead of doing it when you're cutting it off with certain games that do end at the end of the year, and you know Microsoft cadences, they finish strong. So what you really doing, and I don't care about this, there's a perceived bias. It's a real bias because if PlayStation front loads their stuff, you understand that it's already front loaded, and if Microsoft ends the year, then you're already cutting out a segment of their big titles. So again, there is a bias there, is a strategic bias to it, and I don't care what anybody say. When Forza Horizon is not in that list, and none of those games that in that category can hold a candle to said game, I don't want to hear it. And that Metroid Dread, throw that in the bushes with the 480i, man. Stop that.
A lot of Metroid
Yeah,
Dread.
we'll talk about the details on that Forza thing because there's some details.
Yeah,
that
can
come
you
out
guys
there.
hear me yet?
Now we
Like,
hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
The Zoom's been like saying it's muted, saying it's not muted. I don't know. My camera's messing up. Zoom
Just leave the call
I
and come
love
back.
Zoom.
Zoom,
but
we ain't got no
sometimes-
problem with Zoom except you.
No, I think I have the 32-bit one downloaded.
Yeah, you probably got the wrong version.
Messes up.
And you got to update your what you call
Because
it.
like every time I turn on my camera, it turns right off. Like,
Yeah, it could be an older version. You might have to do a check update as well. Continue.
All right. Next up, we have Doovy. $2 super chat. Hit that like button. Yes, hit that like button. We still have 624 in here. Then we have Spartan Ghost 17, £5 super chat. Best podcast in the community, Pegasus Nation in the bushes. Oh,
We're not doing no
Crying
name
about
calling.
Swami helping Xbox bulk up on that Elder Scrolls. Meat, pause, all natty all day. Oh my God, all the bad words. All the bad
Yes,
words.
yes. No name calling, no name dropping.
Yeah, man, it's all love. Ashes to Ashes, $5 super chat. My assumption is that they will build cloud versions of the OG Xbox and Xbox 360s like they have for current gen. Then no back compat work would be needed. Yes, that's what I asked Jason, and maybe that's in the future for Xbox. What is next? Flame, $5 super chat. Quick question. Why does everyone keep saying Halo launched? Usually Halo launches with co-op and Forge, and I hear that comes next year. Am I confused? Flaming as he always does.
Hey, Flame, be yourself a player. A flavor, don't play it.
He not. I don't think he not.
No. Do like I did. I have not played that whatchamacallit game that everybody was going crazy of.
Which one?
Yes, Cyberpunk. Until it launches complete. So
Yeah,
stand
okay.
on your 10 toes in the ground. And
Nah,
wait
he be
for
about
it
his
to
square.
go. No,
He about-
I'm about that.
No,
I want to
he
see that.
no, he be about that. I give him that. I see
Okay,
them throwing
cool.
some tweets up saying like, "Yo, he ain't until the Forge or whatever. It ain't come out yet."
God bless.
Then we have the Everborn Saga, $5 super chat. I was told the Sega deal is more like what they have for Fantasy Star Online 2. New Genesis. Can Saab remind me where that game is available again?
All right. Zoom is working.
Thank you,
It's
sir.
working, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Everborn, are you playing that game? Is anyone really playing that game?
Oh
Yeah,
damn!
but
We shaving.
We don't talk about it. It's like
Yeah.
Fight Club.
What game are we talking about?
Fantasy still on.
That
This
is-
the Sega messiness is still going on.
Oh, I forget that game exists.
There you go.
That's good. A lot of those games that you play, I don't know.
Continue.
Next, BitCloud Gaming, $5
salute.
super chat. Salute to the homies and happy birthday to my brother LordCognito.
Oh,
Salute.
thank you, brother. Big Cloud, the homie. Salute, bro.
Addict, did you ever find that one that they said was missing?
It was the. Let me look again. It was the Black Spartan Gaming. Happy birthday, Cog. Stay strong.
Okay.
Black Spartan Gaming. I
think I
looked
read that.
through the super chats. I didn't see another super chat from you. So if you super chatted more than once, definitely hit me up and we will read that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you got to the end of the podcast.
If
that-
he's a member,
that
and
one
he
I
put in
read.
a member note, then that's probably what he's talking about.
But even so, I've been reading everything that's in color, so it would have come up. Yeah. Spartan Go 17, £2 super chat. If it was a Kojima joint, it would be on that list.
Tell the truth, shame the devil. It can launch. It can launch December 31st. Tell the truth, shame the devil. The game is
Messy.
gonna be in there.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Flame, $2 super chat. I swear I'm done with that Halo slander now. All right.
Thank you, sir. Are we
See-
all
see
caught
you
up?
next year. See you next year.
There will be no Halo slandering there.
I don't pay him no mind. See him next year.
Yeah, last thing.
Like
not
nobody
even,
paid me no mind, and they all brought Cyberpunk. It's like, I don't care what King say. I'm buying Cyberpunk. The hell with him.
No doubt. I will get the merch stuff real quick. Shout out to Fuzzy Belvedere. He got that dad cap. Salute, no doubt, Mr. Joe.
What did you call it?
It's what it's
Yeah,
called, a
dad
dad
cap.
cap. Well, you don't like.
It's legitly called a
Yeah,
dad cap.
it's legit called dad cap. Shout out to Fuzzy getting that dad cap on. You know what I'm saying? Got his ILP dad cap. Salute. And then Mr. Joanna Dark got that classic tee. Congrats on 10K. Can't wait to wear this little man shirt. Salute. Got the little man shirt up in the realm, no doubt. Then Anonymous, say your name. He bought a classic crew neck. He got that Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius sweater, no doubt, with the silver. Salute to him. And then we got another Anonymous. He got the classic Unity t-shirt, the sweatshirt, excuse me, in white. Then my man Phoenix Down 318 bought the classic pullover hoodie. Little man, shout out to the best box, but not really.
How many little mans is that?
That's another. Oh man, I haven't keep up. They've been buying. I mean, I've been seeing a lot.
Yeah, because I got to play a game if they hit 10.
Oh, really? What did you say?
How many did you say?
I said 10.
Oh, okay. You talking about shirts, boy, or emojis?
I don't. Little man's.
Okay.
Little man's.
Okay.
In honor of Jason Ronald.
Okay.
That's about it.
No doubt, no doubt. Shout out to the best box, but not really an Xbox podcast on the web. I love having both Series X and X consoles. It amazes me how well Little Man keeps up in Forza Horizon, Halo, and Halo especially. I finally played Halo on Little Man with that. So shout out to Phoenix Down. I believe we are caught up there. Yeah, man. So real quick, I'll just read this last one and we get out of here, which was King's topic, pretty much. Series S, Little Man again. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Games Industry.biz. Data analyst Ampere says that Xbox Series S is outselling Series X across several key markets. They've also seen figures that show Series S and X are at least 50-50 in terms of install base in major territories. As a result of the success of Series S, which is a digital-only device, Xbox game sales are heavily digital, even compared with PS5. According to GSD data, over 90% of sales of Call of Duty Vanguard on Xbox came as digital. And then it's been suggested by Ampere Analytics that the lesser powered S has come into its own. Lord King, this is your topic, as well as the Game Pass Ultimate perks, I believe, that YouTube Premium dropped. Yeah.
All right, so I never had. First, I want to tackle the YouTube Premium part, because it's very small and it's just an eye-opening thing. I never had YouTube Premium. Never, thought about getting it. Didn't understand what it was needed for until Game Pass actually has it in their Game Pass Ultimate. There's a perk in there right now. So if you go to the dashboard, you're a member of a Game Pass Ultimate. You can go in there and you can activate that perk. Trust me, when you actually see the backgrounds of YouTube Ultimate, you'll be really so upset that
this is YouTube Ultimate.
Well, premium.
You premium. Right. I feel like it's an ultimate package for me. Pause.
Game Pass Ultimate.
It's type crazy. All the extras that you do get behind it, fidelity wise, sound wise, instantaneous, and extra shows that you don't normally get. It's crazy. Combined with that Crunchyroll stuff, I think Game Pass Ultimate is really becoming your media center to view things, and it's really good. But getting to Little Man, I kind of figured this would happen in the sense that Little Man will be more readily available because they were changing all the server blades across the Azure cloud with Series X inside of them. So a lot of those shipments and allotments will go to the server blades to fix that, and then Little Man will be available more. Plus, the point of entry is at a lower cost, and there's no shock to me that the digital purchases rises on Xbox because, again, if you're in the ecosystem, it's more digitally inclined, it's more for the advanced gamer, to be honest with you, because when you get inside Game Pass, if you happen to have it, you can try these games out first, and they're all digital, and then you go to purchase. It's a point and click type of system that they're getting a ton of their money back because of the point and click system, and they have bypassed the brick and mortar stores. I just wanted to know, are any of you guys shocked that Little Man is performing in the manner that it is, as far as even outperforming the Series X? And I did predict that this is what happened in the beginning of this generation when they did launch it, and to see it happen so soon in its life cycle is mind-boggling to me.
I think sooner or later the Series S is going to outsell the X 2-1.
Wow.
I think once the hardcore gobbles up that Series X, and then when once they start really pushing out the titles for Game Pass, people are going to want to go and get low entry to the ecosystem for $300 and come out with all those titles. I think right now you're starting to see some of the casual audience, because you got to keep even in mind, even though we're a year into this generation, it's still the hardcore generation. The casuals really haven't jumped over yet. When the casuals jump over, that's where you're going to see the S's fly off the shelves.
It'll be interesting to see what's going on. Lord Sav, your thoughts, Series S, and then these Game Pass Ultimate perks?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. As soon as we knew what the S was, we were like, yep, this is it. this is going to be the one that again, like Addict pointed to and like King pointed to, this is the machine that's going to draw in the casual. This is the one that, you know, especially now when you think about its availability in comparison to the X, people are just going to get anything they can get their hands on to jump into this ecosystem, because now the message of Game Pass is out there and people are like, wait a minute, like all of a sudden now the promise of Game Pass and having these top tier AAA games in there, in addition to smaller stuff, in addition to third party stuff, it's all finally coming together. And I tell you right now, you know, if the world were in a different place, in a different situation, I think that 2-to-1 would be happening right now, like honestly, because it's really its second year on the market, right? It is kind of like its secondary launch because of how limited launch was last year.
Right.
You finally have these games coming to Game Pass. You have the flagship in Halo. You have the other flagship in Forza.
Right.
There's no better time, right? And so to me, this was always coming. But the fact that what they did with this machine is like, it's not a gimped machine per se.
Yeah, it's powerful.
What they're telling you is this is a machine for this type of setup. But in terms of the next gen features that you can expect on the X, for the most part, except resolution, it's all there.
Yeah,
it's all there, and that's a very telling thing, even to the hardcore, right?
Yes.
Obviously, the price point is gonna speak to the casual, but to the hardcore that wants a secondary console or who's been on the other side of the fence and wants to now test the waters on Xbox, this is still the perfect choice.
BG worded it the perfect way. 500 is too high, but 300 is a compulse buy.
Yeah, impulse.
Like you go to Walmart and you see that and you're like,
it is that type of thing. Like for this type of tech, right? 300 is an impulse buy. 300 is, I see it on the line when I'm waiting to pay for something, and I say, why not?
Right.
Like
you throw the bundles, you throw the deals, the holiday deals, you throw, you know.
Exactly.
Continue.
You know,
It's
6
like-
months of Game Pass, a year of Game Pass.
it's like what you said with your friend. He's trying to find a Series S, a Series X, anything. And imagine when the next Gears pops out, when Halo actually officially launches, and then they start, because I don't think we're going to see it now because of the pandemic has shortened a lot of stuff. So they're more worried about getting the consoles, not necessarily about like having like a specialized console. So like imagine when, you know, hey, like the next Gears, Fable, like Hellblade, and when you go there on the box, it says Hellblade.
Right.
And
there you go.
Because
the first party start hitting.
Hellblade's probably not going to be with the console, but they're probably going to put that 1 to 3 month Game Pass in that console, and you'll be able to play that game through that service.
But I wouldn't. Yeah, guys, I got finished. I forgot you were still going.
No, that's fine. And I'll jump back in. Go ahead.
No, I was just visualizing as you go later in the gen, kind of what Attic is saying. Like when you go later in the gen, I'm so used to, you know, when that joint maybe 4 or 5 years down, even hit a little 250, a little 300, like, and then it's like, oh, now you're bundling, you know, with the like a game that is Xbox first party game studio. When those games really start hitting, and then you got those people who were, let's say, for example, PlayStation 4 owners, right? Who abstained from an Xbox that generation, and then you go in and you get that impulse buy because you see this amazing deal. You're like, damn, these are them titles, and I could just pay this right now and walk out, you know what I'm saying, with this joint. So it is interesting. I'm curious, though, if they, because of the speaker on it, if like, because you know the Series X is more custom console friendly. So I'm curious to see if Little Man is gonna get custom, because he got that big, big speaker. Like, so I don't know if that speaker allow him to get busy with the custom.
I think
somebody will figure it out.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I think they're probably not gonna stick to custom like Halo consoles. I think they're gonna maybe they might do that once or twice, but I think
very curious,
you're gonna see different color Xbox.
Yeah,
like
probably different color. Yeah.
I think you're going to see more of that. Maybe when the next Forza comes out, you see a purple for.
I think that's only, and you're onto something, Addict. I think that's only when the console achieves a certain level of status.
Right.
Yeah. Because we see that with Nintendo. Every time Nintendo hits a certain milestone of console sales, and this is mainly with their handhelds, they would do a see-through, they would do a blue, they would do a different color. So I think you're onto something that it actually has to hit a milestone.
And we have to remember, to King's point, like we can see a straight up redesign of it, right? It could be even smaller in the redesign.
You know what I
right?
kind of would have liked, and I know there was a lot of like fake artwork that came out there for the Xbox Series S before it came out.
Yeah.
There was one that was the X but smaller, looked like a GameCube.
Yeah,
I was like,
I remember that.
I really wanted that to be true. And I know like it looked like a smaller, like probably around the same size as the GameCube, because I was like, I don't know why, but I've always liked the design aesthetics of that GameCube.
They got a little handle. The
little handle, yeah. I mean, the joint is
And you know that's why I feel like you're gonna start seeing them. I don't think they're gonna really do the color thing too much. They might do it every now and then, like, oh, we got a blue skill, or Forza comes up, we got an orange skill or something like that. But I think you're gonna see them really focusing on what the console box looks like. They're gonna have like a Hellblade 2 one that's on the cover.
Oh, I see what you're saying, like with the box. Yeah.
Kind of like that. I think they're going to really market the S and mainly the S. I think the X is going to do it too, but the S really off the games that's going to be coming off.
Because I remember with the one S, you got the box packaging, and then you do a pack-in, a digital pack-in, right? With a game, let's say one of them hot games really start hitting, like, I don't know, Starfield or whatever. You can start doing them pack-in boxes and a digital code, and you like, yo, right now, Starfield exclusive, the series, you know what I mean? Like that.
All of these games that have just come out, all of a sudden you have a 3-month access to them, and it's like,
you got the game. And the
imagine when this year, regardless what people feel and regardless how some of these games have not been exclusive, Microsoft Studios have had a fantastic year.
Oh yeah, this year's been tremendous.
So
crazy.
Imagine you continue this, because I don't think next year is going to be any different. You have Starfield coming out, you have Redfall coming out, you're going to have the Motorsports coming out. Like, obviously you're going to have those little indies they sprinkle through there. E3, they love to announce something that comes out like a couple months after that, like a smaller title.
And you probably have a couple of big third-party
games, and exclusive, Game Pass exclusives day possibly.
That's what I'm looking at. Like, people are going to constantly see Game Pass in the news. Constantly. This game's coming out, Redfall's coming out, Starfield's coming out. And imagine if Starfield hits next year.
Hits, that'll be different.
I think it's going to hit. You know what's kind of crazy?
What?
As much as I'm playing this Forza right now, right? And it's open world. It's crazy. The world is open. When they shrink that world down, that is just track based, and they do that Forza Motorsport.
Oh, that's all you right there. You love that.
I mean, I'm just thinking about the level of fidelity.
Oh yeah, they're gonna push it. Yeah, because it's gonna be next gen. It's not gonna, because it's amazing. You're right. As amazing as Horizon look, it's a cross-gen game, right?
You know what I thought would be funny? People. Okay, let's say Fable comes out. All right, Fable comes out, and then Forza Horizon 6 or whatever that one would be called, because sometimes they stop numbering them and they start naming them something like Forza Horizon Britain or something. Like they have an expansion for it that's like you drive in Albion and the Fable.
So, but yeah, I mean, again, I'll let you finish, and I'll finish.
Because I want to speak a little bit to the Crunchyroll and the YouTube Premium. That is very interesting.
He just sat close to the mic when you said
that. Why is that interesting, Sam?
Even though they're just free trials, right? You still have to pay for them separately or whatnot. The fact that these kinds of plays are happening, if you think about how we talked about PlayStation, in particular PlayStation Now, right? And how they were seeking to grow that as a platform, right? And they had this these sort of test beds for PlayStation movies or whatever. I forgot what it's called. They just like their movie sort of platform specifically for the PlayStation. They're testing it in other countries and whatnot. That to me, in a lot of ways, presents an easy way for the casual to get in, because even if they're not big time gamers, when you give them a package that includes all of these television and movie options and entertainment options, in addition to the gaming stuff,
right?
Now all of a sudden you start creating a reason for them to come to this platform for other things than games, right?
Right.
And I think the combination of Game Pass Ultimate, little man in the price point, the point of entry, and then you start positioning Game Pass as also this widespread entertainment thing,
yeah,
and not just gaming.
TV.
Watch out. watch
All right,
out.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Microsoft do not market TV whatsoever.
Well, they technically doing it right now in Ultimate.
They're technically doing it, but it's not TV, right? It's not that. But the fact
I'm
that
okay
they're
with
making
the TV being the side piece. All right, I'm
Side
okay with
piece.
that.
Because again, all you have access to all of these stuff as individual apps on Xbox anyway, if you wanted it, right?
Right.
Your Xbox could be the platform for you to use this. But the fact that they're enveloping it and rolling it into games.
You know what's
what
funny?
it is?
He's laughing. Like I was saying that like Crunchyroll and Funimation is like low-key that side piece. And if you look at it from an aesthetic wise, I guess Sony is Microsoft's side piece right now.
Yeah, ridiculous.
It's like, yeah, it's the boo on the side. Like,
I want you to look at it. I want you to look at it, right?
Mhm.
This is really funny, right? I really want you to look at it.
Yes.
Sometimes it's the packaging that turns you off,
Right. Right.
and how somebody delivers a message.
Mhm. That is
Change
true.
the packaging and speak a little bit softer.
So this is the way to
they say
finesse the
the same
TV back.
exact thing.
You was
You
spitting the
gotta-
same bars you was
You
spitting
gotta-
before.
Yeah, you gotta dim the lights a little bit.
Wow.
you become more receptive and
Have a
open.
LeBlanc.
Because right now,
I'm starting to feel
when-
uncomfortable.
Yes.
They was talking TV,
Lot of
TV,
seduction
TV,
talk.
and all this stuff, right?
Mhm.
And right now, Crunchyroll, YouTube
The
Premium
slid through.
is TV, and they slid it in pause, and everybody's falling for it.
Listen, man.
It's that, but we know this, right? We know that. Listen, the Don didn't know how to
He
frame it.
trying to say the dog ain't have a game with his
He
TV.
didn't have
He didn't have game. He tried to slap you in the face with it.
He's trying
Like,
to
you
force
can't
it.
do
There's
that.
no
You can't
foreplay
do
with it.
that.
He was just
Nah.
he was too business with it.
You gotta ease. You gotta do that.
They come up to you in the bar, yo, we messing around or not?
I know, right?
Yeah, it's like,
He mad direct.
no drinks, no
He ain't no,
combos.
it was no dinner, nothing. It was just
Going
business.
home or not?
We go. You go home with this TV or not? I'm done.
Lame dude out of here.
I'm done. Listen, this new gen, they definitely know how to finesse. They definitely know how to finesse stuff in, man.
Like, oh, what do you mean go home and watch TV?
No, you're trying to Crunchyroll and chill. I don't
Wow.
know what's going on.
Yo. Anyway,
A little bit of premium YouTube.
I do find it interesting. I'm with Addict though, as far as the console thing. I think right now, once the chip shortages get better, you'll see the Series X jump out. But I do think that in key markets, the S will be ahead always in certain key markets.
Cloud gaming,
yeah.
push that little dude
And the
crazy,
digital
bro.
thing, the digital thing is big for them. Look, they're in position. I'm very impressed with the series. I've been using it a lot now. Like I said, I traveled when I went to the LSM event, with the guys. It was amazing. I just played Halo Infinite on it. I didn't feel I was missing a beat. And then I was doing 120, y'all.
Yeah.
I was doing 120 hertz Halo. I've been playing Forza Horizon 5. And to be honest, you know how it is when you get back in there, you get the smaller, the lesser console, and you feel like, oh yeah, I can see. I'm not really see. I'm like, yo, little man is out here. Like it's really impressive. I'm very impressed with that system and just how small it is. You can just move it around. So yeah, they got one. They really did a good job. I think it's only a matter of time as the gen goes on. And don't let let's say we mid-gen, next gen. Don't let the $200 go down.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's over.
I see it.
It's
I
over.
for sure.
Oh,
The
I-
200?
That's definitely happening. But you know what's crazy?
Mhm.
Like, I don't know nothing about making products like that. But
Yeah.
that S is so small. One would think if down the road where it became so.
If they could make it
popular,
even small, that's crazy.
No, it's like put it smaller. Like it's so small. I'm sitting here thinking. Once that they start incorporating that in TVs, where it's built into the TV
Wow,
because it's
instead
so
of just
small.
the app, just incorporate
Maybe
the
the
hardware
S
in the
for the
TV.
S way that we gotta see. I
'Cause
don't know.
it's that small. Like imagine
But I
back
think
in the,
I think
the
they
DVD player and TV thing.
I think
where
they
it's just,
rather utilize
it's
push
on the
cloud,
top
though.
right.
Yeah,
But in certain regions that's not possible.
Right.
Right. But it's still
I
a
don't know
digital,
if
but it still
Samsung
don't make no
or
sense because
LG
remember
what they call it.
the S is still a digital only. You need to be, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You still need the
Then that
online
would
aspect.
make the most sense then because they wouldn't need anything to incorporate outside. It could literally strictly inside the TV.
Yeah, the only thing is you'd have to have like 3 downloads and that's it, tops, and that's it.
3 downloads and tops. But look, that's what I got, man. But yeah, to the other service, I agree. I think King is right. You know, they are definitely have all these ridiculous perks with this Game Pass Ultimate, and they're amazing deals. Like, I did not see this coming. So I think they're going to utilize more of this stuff moving forward, and don't let them put that Disney Plus in there as well, too. That's another one. So we'll see as they keep making their deals.
They've been doing it.
Yeah.
Well, just a 3-month thing.
Yeah, but it's just a way to get you in. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, yeah, I got to talk to you about some stuff.
Yeah, no doubt.
Keep in mind that new Halo show coming out. Once that pops
up,
you
already know the Paramount.
That's going in Ultimate.
This is exactly what they're gonna do. That Paramore, that whatever it's called, when the first episode launched, they'll be like, you get a free month.
I can see it.
You're not feeling it? No.
Why King don't want to get another service?
Why the hell you over there in Paramount? Like, serious, man. Like,
Why you don't like that?
No, man. No.
Why you opposed?
Why didn't you talk to Disney Plus, HBO Max, who I'm actually with, or
I feel you.
Netflix?
But remember, it was Showtime, right? And then they got sort of bought out. It was a whole thing.
So what? They need to sell it to somebody that I'm using.
I feel you, King.
Somebody that I'm using.
At the end of the day, I feel you, King. But I'm a huge fan of the streaming wars. I want them to continue. I want them to continue fighting for my money.
I downloaded Peacock just for Halloween and then got rid of it.
They got it.
You know what's funny? King didn't even do that. I just slid my stuff.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. Shout out to Addict for supporting the brother. Addict, look my way. If there's any other individuals out there who want to share,
this man out here trying to get his stream sharing on. Salute to the king.
Let's get our cheat on.
I'm done. But look, man, that's all I got. No polls this week because we had to do it for Jason. Let's get this super chats and get about it.
Let's go.
All right, hold on a second. Back a little bit. There's not even too many.
Yeah, it's not too many.
Okay, we got first off, we have Grace Ramsey, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Please say something.
It's Gordon Ramsay's brother. Grace.
Grace Ramsey. Yo. Then we got Gerald Mack, $2 super chat. They have plenty of skins for Little Man. I'm sure Etsy's rocking out with skins.
Oh, of course.
I'm not putting nothing extra because that peel off is nuts. I'm not about that.
Yeah, it leaves it all.
I'll send mine to a graphic designer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jonathan B, member for 24 months.
Oh, salute. Wow, that's the whole thing. Mm-hmm.
Salute, Lords. Happy belated, Cog. They need to put Little Man in Design Lab and let you do your own customs. Yeah, it's funny when Jason was talking about that. He focused on controllers, right? But it popped into my mind, like, man, just go wild with the console. Just like whatever.
Crazy. They gonna cost you. That's gonna get you a grip though. You pay the
$800 for that console.
Custom?
No, I don't think so because so.
It's gonna be $800.
You look at the Xbox Series X, the Halo version, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could probably tack on probably 150 more to the console for the designing.
The thing is, though, I think the reason that the price is set like that is because they mass produce them.
Yeah, but
like,
just
I don't know if you can. But then if you're limiting it, you're not buying it in mass production, so you're not saving money on anything. So
no, I'm talking about limit the colors and stuff that they get to choose from.
Oh,
first.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, so just start off with like red, blue, and green type of thing first, and then like a sticker on it. I don't know.
Let's baby steps. Man. Let's get an elite controller customization first, and then we'll move to the big boy stuff.
Factual. No doubt. So.
And we have one moment. I think it's Everborn. Yeah, shout out to Everborn. Everborn Saga. $5 super chat. If Microsoft really wants to get into TV, a good acquisition would be all of Warner Media after the Discovery deal goes through. Yeah.
Ooh, I'll take it.
What's left after that?
I'll take it.
Then we have Raiden Blade, £2 super chat. Lord Sav, POS is lit. I'm even watching the Amino.
I watched that. I read that completely different.
I thought he was trying to disrespect Saul. I was mad. I was like, he calling Saul for what? I was like, oh hell no, we not having that now. But Raiden the homie.
It's like we need the realms police up in there.
Nah.
So I'm having a brain fart here. POS.
Fantasy Star Online? I don't know.
Hey,
Raiden Blade, you gonna have to confirm that. You the homie, but you gonna have to clarify what that means.
Maybe he wanted to say
Rated.
PSO, right?
You called our man's a piece of shit.
No,
or you-
pause. Demonetization.
What you say?
right under it, he puts PSO.
Time.
Yeah, it was PSO. It was PSO. Fantasy Star Online. Yeah,
He ain't doing that.
man.
He ain't doing it.
That's POS. 'Cause POS could be something else, man.
It would be something else. No doubt.
POS
He ain't doing that to my mans.
That's why I'm gonna start calling the mods the Realms Police. The Realm Police.
Ridiculous.
POS.
So we good?
We're good.
We good.
We're good.
Everybody. Oh, Ray. Super chat is the correct.
PSO Fantasy Star Online. Now we got you.
We got you. We just messed with you.
I knew he didn't.
We knew Rated Blade is the homie, so we even knew we know it went left.
Stop you, POS.
I was like, they really mad about Saw about this Sega thing.
They not feeling Sav at the Sega.
They really mad with Saw. Yo, I'm done. Anyway, look, amazing show, y'all. Yo, y'all showed out. Y'all showed out, man. This is a good one. Addict, talk to the fine people. Where can they find you? What you got going on?
You can find me on Twitter at LordAddictILP. I will be streaming Shinobi tomorrow,
Nice.
5 p.m. So definitely be looking out for that. Appreciate Jason Ronald for coming on. It's a great time, man. It's always a fun time when Jason Ronald comes on.
No doubt.
And you'll see us next week. I think we might as well just say it. We're gonna be doing our the VGA
Crown Your Lord.
Crown Your Lord
Oh
segment.
yeah, I was wondering when we were gonna do that.
We couldn't do it today.
It's got to be
Yeah,
next
it's
week.
got to be.
It's
We
gotta
got to
be
get
next
that.
week.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be today.
Yeah, so we'll be pretty much
But
the
it
whole
might-
show's gonna be
Oh, wait,
revolved around that.
Actually, I'm looking at the schedule. We have a guest. We gonna figure it out. We gonna figure it out.
Probably do it early in the
Yeah, because we may have, we can still do it. We just we'd have to make a segment of it. We can still do it as a later segment. We do have a potential special guest next week.
Okay, cool.
All right, continue. Addict.
Yeah,
That was
that's all. That's
Okay,
all. I gotta
cool.
see what this guest is.
No doubt.
I appreciate it.
Looking at the list.
Yeah, please look at the list. Yeah. So, Saw, what 5 people find you? What you got going on, sir? You PSOU? You PSOU? Tired of Saw that PSO.
All right.
POS,
I
POS
saw.
off.
You can
I
find me
saw-
playing Fantasy Star Online through New Genesis.
Look, I saw the guest. We could easily still do it, but next week's probably gonna be a long show. So
Yeah, it's gonna be long. What else we got?
Yeah, let me get the super chat.
Yes,
Spend
sir.
different. Super chat. Shout out to my 49er brother Cog. Answer my quest, fam.
I don't know what his question is. I answered the one about the game stuff. If you talk about 49er stuff, you talk about the worst coach? That's what you was. I remember you said something to me on Twitter. I don't know, maybe Mike Singletary. Nah, we had a bunch of it.
Singletary's terrible.
Singletary was funny though. Singletary was funny. He's like, I can't coach him. You can't win him. I did like that.
Win with him.
Yeah. Chip Kelly was bad. We had some bad ones, man.
AKW has police in the chat because I said realm police.
Yeah. Ram Police for sure. But Splendiferous. Oh, that one. Yeah, we had a lot of bad ones. Splendiferous. We had a bad.
Singletary is the worst coach ever. I don't care.
But he would motivate it
Time.
though. All right, time. All right, we
He's
got to move on.
motivated to be the worst coach ever.
So y'all can hopefully find me playing some Halo Infinite because
Tom Sula was whack. Sorry, continue.
Singletary.
Yeah.
But that's it. Maybe I'll play some Halo Infinite against some actual human opponents now. We'll see.
No
I
doubt.
gotta beat up on some bots. He gonna get ripped.
No doubt. Oh, Derek
it's okay,
Erickson.
Saul.
Okay. Dennis Erickson.
If you
Okay.
feel- If you're scared of the Halo Infinite PvP,
Listen, I have not picked up a gun in Halo. It's
That's
Bro,
fine,
it
but
feels
jump in my
solve.
book
It
bag.
feels so.
Jump in my
Yeah,
book
jump in.
bag.
Addict, nice. You just follow them all around the map and just clean up and get assists. You can be good. You'll be good. No doubt. Lord King. Where can the find you? What you got going on, sir?
First, I want to like to thank Jason Ronald.
Yeah.
I do appreciate the time and all the energy. And just giving us a peek into the mind's eye of a great engineer.
For sure.
That's been there, for a very long time, watching all the progression.
He said he was in the
because-
room with Jay Allen. That was crazy.
Yeah, we've been through some dark days, man.
Mhm.
And I say it we affectionately because a lot of dudes is like this is not an Xbox Game Pass, but I'm an Xbox dude.
Yeah.
All right, so
you wear your color.
Yeah, these dudes like don't let Cog fool you. Cog is on the Nintendo.
Oh my God!
And, you know,
Sega, sir. Sega, sir. I'm a Sega kid. I'm a reformed Sega kid.
Sega's dead. Sega's dead. And, so he's over in Nintendo's camp. So he likes to play the politically correct dude. So he's fully Nintendo.
No.
And you know, Sovereign as well is a real PlayStation dude. All right. So
Let's keep this moving.
Yeah, don't let this fool you. So I'm the only real.
Oh, that's what this is. Oh, okay, he's the only real. Yes, we got it now. Now we understand what this is.
Xbox.
All of us are frauding. It's King.
I mean, I could show you my digital library.
You can do all of this all you like.
We don't need to do none
Oh
of that.
Lord.
Look, Addy got something on deck, so he will run. So we're gonna keep him here a little bit longer.
I can't. Moving on.
I do love all you guys for coming up. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all again. These 10K shirts are limited. All right. So January they stop. They won't be back into production because we'll be on the 15K and we'll be on the 20K. I told y'all before. The faster we get to 15K, and that's all through to you guys because you guys got us to 10K.
Yes.
Share it out. I don't care if you go to your friend and make sure you look at his phone and say sub.
And you know, just to, we did that. This 10, 15, 20K shirts, man. You know, maybe in the future there'll be some type of giveaway if people have all the shirts.
Oh yeah. If you well, that's later. But at 15K you're gonna get a console.
Yeah, 15K we definitely do a console. Yeah, for sure.
You're getting a console. So if it's Little Man or whatever the hell y'all choose, we're gonna put that up to a vote. There's I'm working on my own show. There's KOS. So that stuff is gonna come up. And on KOS, we'll be talking about combat talk and stuff like that. That'll be a live show. Working with a graphic guard in the background on getting all that stuff weaved up. And Attic is going to train me into the ways of the Jedi.
Yeah, that King channel. They've been wanting that King.
I'm the young Padawan learning from the older Yoda.
That King show. Let's go. No doubt. Salute, man.
In the ways, Yoda.
Salute again to Realm. Let me get one bad mother $5 for chat. Great interview and show. Thanks for keeping it entertaining while running dad errands on Sunday. Happy birthday, belated birthday, Cog. Salute one bad mother. Love his insights, man. Yo, y'all showed out today again. Jason Ronald, the legend, pulled up.
Someone said, "Dang, what's 20K a car?"
I gonna get a new car.
You get a new car. And you get a new car.
Yo, that would be crazy. Iron Lord's whip. That would be hilarious if we did. Listen,
I gotta get that beat.
We gotta get that beat. You gotta put that in your joint. Yeah, that would be crazy.
So I can get monetized.
Oh man, hold on. Hargeet should need get this with Cog. $5 with chat. Cog is a Nintendo guy, but Duke on Defining Duke and Xbox Fire class. Blasphemy. Happy birthday, belated birthday, Cog. And Nintendo's also. I'm not a Nintendo guy like that. Not listen to King throwing things on me like that. He tried to separate, keep Xbox all to himself as some pure Xbox fan.
I want you to listen to when he says Switch coming in hot. I just want you to look at his eyes.
Sega kid. Anyway.
Rewind the tape.
Only on Xbox said we gonna give away the Dodge Hellcat, Iron Lords edition. I'm done. Anyway, next week is gonna be lit. Again, salute to everybody. Also, last thing is pinned on the top. ILP LogNet swag 50% off. Get your Black Friday on. Put on code Iron Lords. Get a little 15% off. Only 1 week only, so you only got 1 week to rock out. Also, please support LordsOfGaming.net. We got that exclusive, y'all. Like I said, Halo Infinite campaign, spoiler free. Check it out. My boy, editor Nicholas Downey, and then we even have a video at the end of the article with Nicholas and myself talking more about the game. It was thanks to you guys for us to be able to get the code. Luckily for Microsoft, the support that we get has been tremendous. And again, that's all I got. Next week is going to be another one. We look forward to it. Anything else anybody else got before we roll out? No,
food time.
Food time. I'm out of here. Peace.
You